Let me see. Put them on. Turn to the camera.
Because they be taking pictures.
Yeah, ask the producer.
Yeah.
I thought you keep them on.
Okay,
Me personally,
thank you.
yeah.
Thank you.
Yeah, I think
They just
fun.
readers. No, like I put on Facebook this morning. I said, you aging when your readers turn to neaters. I need these mugs, right? They was like, I'm getting ready to read something. Let me put this on now. I need these.
All right, let's get it.
Okay.
All right. Mic check. Mortar Masters Podcast. I mean, of course. Across me, I got two special guests. I got Miss Jamilah Dukes and Miss Kimberly. Is it Beasley?
It's Beasley.
Hey, my screen it said Kimberly Beasley calling me when you called me, so I figured that was your first and last name. But some people's name don't be what it is on a call ID, so I wasn't sure.
True.
Well, before we get started, tell me a little bit about yourself. I know Jamilah, so I'm gonna ask her questions too. I'm not leaving you out.
Okay.
But I watched Carlton's Black Celebration.
Oh, you did.
And I seen he started with you, so I wanted to do different. Just being funny.
Do you think?
All right, so.
Where you want to know? Where you want to start at?
Just a little about yourself first. I'm gonna ask questions. Just a little about yourself first.
My name is Kimberly Beasley. I'm a wife. I've been married for 11 years. I'm a mother to 4. I own Curvatue Boutique. I'm a retired veteran. I'm just out here doing my thing.
Just some black excellence. That's what I'm talking about.
Yes.
And Jamilah?
She's the first owner of a plus size boutique in Augusta, Georgia, and she had it for 11 years before she transitioned over to Curvatue Athletics.
Okay, I like that. I actually saw that. Yeah, I saw that as well. I was going to let you.
I will tell you, I am not. If someone's to ask me about me, I'm not that person that's gonna put my whole resume out there because I do have one.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't want to say humble because that's not. I'm just not the person that puts everything out there all the time like that.
Her athletic line was featured in
She said you can be humble.
New
She's
York
gonna do it for you. It's all
Fashion
good.
Week.
It was.
Her athletic line was featured in New York Fashion Week, and her swim line was launched at Miami Swim Week.
That's what's up. So I do know a lot of that stuff. I did my research before I started, right? But
so what you asked me for then?
it's always
Let the people know.
no, but that's a technique I use to get people comfortable.
Okay, cool.
Cause like I'm gonna ask about this stuff, but I already know what I want to ask. You know,
Okay,
like,
cool,
most of the answers you're gonna give me, I'm already knowing. You know? It's just to illustrate it. You know,
Right.
as I'm like drawing something out, you know what you want to do. You're just kind of doing it. You know, and then you get a gist there. But Jamilah, tell me a little about you.
So Jamilah is a Jersey girl. I am a mother of 1. The people in the community consider me a community activist. I just do what God tells me to do. I'm the owner of the Soul Market. My services, I provide wellness services to the community in its totality. I go into the schools, go into different businesses, and provide wellness because mental health is very, very important. And a lot of us overlook it, and we don't tend to it until it's actually time to we having like a mental breakdown. But the same way you go get yearly checkups, you should get yearly checkups on your mental health. So I just do that work in the community, and the kids love it. I go into the schools and do yoga and meditation and sound baths, and it's usually very interesting because they usually think it's not a black organization. So when they come in, they be like, "Who's doing yoga?" And then when they see us, then they hear their music and then they vibe with us, they be like, "Oh, when y'all coming back?" You know,
that's interesting because it's called soul. I wouldn't no disrespect to anybody that's white. I wouldn't make that synonymous with.
Well, soul stands for spreading our universal love, so it could be. You never know what it could be.
Maybe they just read it out. They didn't look at it soul, just spreading our universal love and just say, okay.
It's spreading our universal love market.
Right.
So I just try to embody everything wellness and just give back to the community the things that I desired to have that I didn't have when I was younger.
Well, I will say this, and I've seen you. Matter of fact, I've seen you everywhere. Damn near. We know each other. We've done work with each other, like content and stuff like that, interviews and all that. But I've done your podcast. You've done mine. But I've also seen you outside of that. Like I might not speak about it a lot, but I've seen you outside of your athlete hitting the pavement. And I normally don't bother you. Like if you say something to me, I'll speak. So one time I think I saw you at Waffle House one time, and it was like it was a ghetto Waffle House too. So you really was pounding the pavement. It wasn't like one of them nice. It was the Waffle House that's like in the.
Yeah.
And I seen you with my daughter. And you was like, hey man, I was like, what's up? I know you working. I ain't gonna bother you. Saying.
Yeah, I was doing canvassing for Georgia Shift at that time. Doing my due diligence to get people registered to vote.
Always. That's what I'm saying. You're always working.
I mean, election is coming up next year, and baby, we got.
But this was months ago, so you wasn't just doing it, like you said, not when the time comes. You were doing it way before. Like, I'm gonna do my groundwork first, and then I'm gonna start, gearing up.
I'm from Jersey. I definitely believe it's feet the street. If you want the people to connect with you, you got to meet the people where they at.
Yeah, definitely.
So you just got to go out to them, and you got to engage with them and talk to them and be personable with them. So yeah, I'm always in the community doing something.
Nah, I respect that. I also want to. You said something. I didn't want to cut you off, but you said you should also get like yearly mental checkups, right?
Yes.
And I was gonna talk about a bunch of stuff, but I wanted to ask you about that. So, at this day and age, right? And I know at one point yearly might have been the thing. Do you think yearly is adequate, or should it be like half a year? I feel like so much go on. I don't know if yearly is even a good.
I think you should probably check up on your mental health.
Quarterly, probably.
Monthly, quarterly, however often your energy shifts, because when your life shifts, your mental health shifts. So if you could be great for 3 months and then have 3 deaths in 1 month, that's trauma. That's a lot of trauma, and you have to, life don't stop. It doesn't stop for you to grieve. You have to continue to keep going and pushing and getting up and going to work and taking care of your kids or doing whatever, running your business. So whenever you feel not like yourself, like in the flow of being yourself, you should definitely go and check in with yourself, check in with God, and find you a therapist. And what I'm finding is that people are actually seeking out help, but the help is not openly available. So I know someone that just went recently to seek out therapy, and it was like, yeah, we got an appointment in 3 weeks. I'm having a crisis right now.
Yeah.
3 weeks is not adequate.
But that also goes to what you were talking about at first when you say like checking your health and stuff. Like, you say people don't want to do something until it's time, right? But sometimes that's the only time. You might not have time to stop, and that's fine if you're going to check it, right? But let's say you felt a lump in your chest or something like that, right? Absolutely. And they say, oh yeah, well, we got a available open in 3 weeks. Well, let's say 2 weeks go by, you don't feel a lump no more. You just don't get it checked out now because you don't have that time, So a lot of that stuff isn't openly available. But like, what do you suggest somebody does? Whether it's mental health, whether it's actually true like physical, something physical that's harming them or hurting them, that they can't find this help, but a doctor appointment is a month out or 3 weeks out. Like, what do they do then? Who do they reach out to? Like,
who do you reach out to? I say that's when you tap into yourself and listen to what your body is telling your mind. Because your body tells you. Like, when something's wrong with you. Because
sorry, but you said that also, and I was going to say, you're right, like, you do. But, like, some people, or some of us, I'm going to say us, because us in the room, I'm talking to y'all, we all do a lot of stuff, right? A lot of people depend on us doing these things. You in the community, sometimes you're doing so much, something wrong with you, but we do so much that we just keep doing, like, we just keep moving. We feel like
intentional.
Listen, I am a perfect example of what you just said, because my body has been talking to me since the beginning of the year. Go check your stomach. Go check your stomach. Like, it's literally been whispering at me all year. And just last month, I ended up in a hospital for 11 months because I was so busy taking care of everything else and moving and grooving and moving and grooving. I knew my spirit had already knew what was wrong, but I didn't take the time out to take care of myself. And so I'm a live witness of when your body speaks to you and your spirit tells you to go and check and do something, go and check. Nothing is more important than your health, because if you don't have your health, you have nothing. You could have $1 billion in the bank
and be terminal
and can't do nothing. You can't spend it. You can't do nothing with it if you're not healthy. So your health is your wealth. And I know that God sat me down purposely for me to have reflection and for me to have a reset and for me to connect more with God in that moment. So that's the moment that I took from it. But I don't want anyone listening to have to go that far into it. When your body tells you and your body speaks to you, please listen. Your emotions are connected to your physical health.
Well, I was gonna say, how life is funny like that, right? Because it'll trick us a lot too. So, uh, we always talk about age and not talk about age and all that stuff. Everybody want to be younger, da da da. But like when you're younger, those are things you can do, and you kind of get away with it when you're younger. Your body is say, "Oh, you're tired," but you just keep going. You're younger, you're energetic, you can do it. Our body does have wear and tear. So you're getting older. We all think so. Depending on your age, you think 30 is young, but it's for a body that's kind of that's 30 years of you just moving and doing stuff, not paying attention, and just keep doing what you're doing, right? You can't do the same things you did when you was 15, 16, 20.
No.
But if you came up thinking you can and it always worked for you, it can trick you because now you feel like, well, I'll be fine, just work through it. Yeah, when you was 16, it was okay probably because you probably were just tired, But now you're 35, you're 34, whatever. Them bones ain't the same bones. Them
No,
bones is
they're
20
not.
years older now. And that matters.
I think when
Definitely
you were
matters.
talking about what do you do when you have you want to get your mental check out and they say 3 weeks. I think that if you have to have a strong village around you, someone that you can talk to, someone that you can lean on, and really somebody whose shoulders are strong enough for you to be able to say, look, this is what I'm going through, and be able to put it all on the table and say, this is what I'm going through, so that you have somebody. We can't. Sometimes we get into situations where I don't want to let nobody know my business and so forth and so on. But we all need that person that we can go to. Even if it's just a dump and say, look, I need to put this somewhere. And I'm not expecting you to solve it for me, but I just need you to listen. And sometimes just sitting there and just letting it all out. Because sometimes you can't tell your spouse, can't tell your kids, you can't tell, because it might be about them too.
Yeah.
But you got to have that confidant, somebody. We always got to have somebody, a confidant that we can talk to and vent to, and someone that's not going to judge us when I say this is how I'm feeling right now.
You make a good point, and this is not what I wanted to get into though. But the way I work at, it's just retail. I say I work in retail, right? And so I manage, and I you play a real intricate part in the operation of the store for whatever you at. So much going on. People got real life going on. And retail is different since COVID. It's like everything's just busier now, Sometimes I do find everything I just said, like a associate, whatever, will just want to say something, right? So they'll be venting, talking, da-da-da. And I don't have to say nothing. They just be like, I'm fine now. I just need to say that. And the fact that you didn't judge me or you didn't like tell me shut up or to give me more work to do and you just listened to what I said, you didn't say nothing at all, but I just needed that. So I'm cool.
Some people just want to be heard
Yeah.
without being judged.
Yeah.
They want to be heard.
Judgment-free zone.
Yeah, they want to be heard without being judged. They want to know if I put all this on the table, am I in a safe space that I'm not going to hear about it on social media, or you're not going to tell your friends. When I say don't tell nobody, that's exactly what I mean. Not even your spouse or whoever else you confide in. But if I tell you don't say anything, that's what I mean. And that's what some people just need that, and just sit there and say, this is what I'm dealing with and this is what I'm wrestling with. I don't need nothing from you to answer it. I just needed to put it on the table and not be judged.
So I know earlier you was being funny. You said, "What you asked me for?" But see how comfortable we have gotten now. You know what I'm saying?
And
it's all a tactic.
I do believe that if you go to any emergency room, any hospital, and tell them that you're in a mental crisis, that someone will see you.
Okay.
They will not turn you away. If you go to any emergency room at any hospital and tell them that you're having a mental crisis, they will not turn you away.
Very true.
So that's a good supplement just in case you can't get the appointment in a good time.
They will not turn you away, and they will connect you with the right people to see, and it'll probably speed up the process of you being able to speak to someone. Right.
And I would say just in Augusta, just speaking locally, like we got some of the best health stuff in the world. I don't know if people know that or not, but if you go to Augusta University, whatever, they got their own doctors in there too. So you might can't get an appointment with your doctor, your primary care, but then you can get one there the next day with some top of the line doctors here that move here just to work here in this field. So definitely shout out to Augusta for that. But so how I normally do it is when I talk to people, I try to get their story a little bit too. So I'll start with you, but I'm gonna ask both of y'all because I got a 2 for 1 here. I got two black women, 2 black excellent women, and then I got 2 women from Jersey.
Right.
Yes.
You do.
So it's just so many
Jersey,
commonalities here, right? So talk to me about how was Jersey coming up for you?
Oh man, East Orange was where it's at. I'm not gonna lie. I love East Orange, New Jersey. I still love it to this very day. I grew up, and if anybody's from Jersey, when they know, they're gonna understand what I say. I grew up. I'm from up the hill in East Orange. So if you're from that area, you know what up the hill means. I grew up the hill, next to a park. I had great elementary schools, middle school, high schools that promoted Black excellence from the door. The principal of Franklin, it was Franklin Elementary, but now it's the Whitney Houston School of Performing Arts.
Whitney Houston is from Jersey, right?
Yeah, she's around the corner. She lives around the corner. She lived around the corner from me.
Okay.
I stood, unknowing when I was a kid, I stood behind her in McDonald's, that McDonald's on Dodge Street. And everybody was tripping. I didn't even know why. I was just like trying to get my Happy Meal. But everybody was tripping. It was like, oh my God, oh my God. And then like she grabbed the food. She's like, thank you. And she walked out and I got a glimpse. She walked past me.
Did you start singing when you sing?
No, I didn't. That's the first and last time I saw her that close. But Queen Latifah, absolutely ran into her in Sandwiches Unlimited. If you're from East Orange, you know what Sandwiches Unlimited is. That is one of the best sandwich places in the area.
Give me a pastrami sandwich.
I ran into you see Queen Latifah always there. Naughty by Nature. They used to hang out across the street from my cousin's house over on Brookwood in East Orange on the other side of town. All of those, Chino XL, all those people, you just see them coming and going. So I grew up, East Orange was the spot, and it still is spot, I just love it. I love East Orange. When I go home, my energy shifts. I'm like I'm home. Let me get my double Italian cheeseburger and let me go sit on my, let me tell you, if you haven't had one, baby.
It got fries on it.
It's a cheeseburger on a sub roll with fries.
I put fries in my burger. I never thought that's the thing. I guess
it's an actual
thing.
It's an actual sandwich. It's like you.
What is called?
Italian cheeseburger. You get Italian cheeseburger. That's one patty. A double Italian is 2. A whole Italian, no. A double Italian is 4 patties. A whole Italian cheeseburger.
4 patties is insane.
But listen, it don't stop there. It don't stop there.
It don't stop at 4?
A whole Italian cheeseburger is 8 patties. It's like a foot long sub.
Okay.
It's
I
not
got you.
stacked
I got
like
you.
this. It's a foot long sub, and on it you have the
I
patties.
get it.
That makes more sense, huh?
Yes.
It's not like this.
I was like 4 is insane now. Come on.
4 is insane. 4 is insane.
If you told me 4, I was gonna say we need to check the health in Jersey.
Now listen, my son.
That's a lot.
My son, he came home with me one time, and I challenged him to eat a double Italian. Because he had never had a sandwich, and Tyrese had never had a sandwich there before. And he was like, that ain't nothing. He ate it. He was in love. Anytime I go home now, if my husband or my son, like, are you flying back, like directly back?
Yeah,
Will it keep?
Food.
Like, can you carry it in your carry-on? Will it hold till that evening? They want me to bring them back because it's just that good. Yeah. But East Orange I love East Orange.
What about you? Talk about your time in Jersey. What was Jersey like coming up for you?
So coming up for me was different. I'm from Passaic, New Jersey. So she from Essex County. I'm from Passaic County. It's like kind of like right. Is it right next door?
It's close.
I think Passaic and Essex County is next door to each other. If you come out of Passaic County, you go into Essex County. Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so.
Bergen.
No, Bergen County is the other way.
Okay.
And growing up for me was probably a little different from Kim because my upbringing, I had 2 parents that were addicted to drugs. So I took on the role of being like the big sister and the mama from like the age of 8 years old. I've always been like the adult, you know what I mean? And I moved back and forth from Jersey to Augusta as a kid, like literally like. We was in Jersey one year. We was in Augusta one year. We was in Jersey one year.
I don't want to cut you off, but I have to ask, like, what's the correlation? Like, why he come back down here? What's down here?
So I have an aunt that was in the military, and my aunt had a baby, and she needed a babysitter, and so we came here for my mom to assist assist her sister with her baby, and then they fell in love with Augusta, and so it became like my second home.
Okay.
So we just, we were here, and then we were back home, and then we were here, and we were back home. And so growing up was a little, I had to always figure out how to be, I was always a new girl. Like, I said I went back and forth. So every year I was like making new friends.
Here I come again.
Here I come again. You know what I mean? Here I come again in different schools. So like, I've went to, and this is how much I moved around. Like I'm gonna give you. So I went to Meadowbrook. I went to Tubman. I went to Glen Hills Middle. I started high school at Glen Hills High, and then I went back home. And then my mother decided that she was gonna be stationary, and I just finished high school in Jersey. But growing up in Jersey was cool. Like when I say I love Jersey, I'm a Jersey girl to the core of me. Like you can take the girl out of Jersey, but you can't take the Jersey out of the girl. Never ever. And like Kim said, when I go home, I feel like if I drive home, and once I get to that turnpike,
get on the Delaware, come over the Delaware Bridge.
Come over the Delaware Bridge and say, welcome to New Jersey. I'll be like, yeah, baby, I'm home. And then the reality hits in that you got to drive all the way up the turnpike.
Yes.
Or when you fly in and you be like, ooh, okay, all right, there go the city. I'm home.
Yeah. Touchdown in Newark, you be like,
yeah. It's just something different about Jersey. The people in Jersey are different. We have a different hustle. We have a different spirit. We got a different vibe. They say that we're a little rude and we're a little arrogant. I don't think it's so. I just think that we probably just a little sure of ourselves and we're not going to take no shit off of nobody, kind of, sort of.
We're a little harsh and direct, but
we
everybody
can
up
be.
in that area is, though.
New York, we ain't got time. We don't have time for all that extra stuff.
Before we started recording, me and her was in here talking, right? And I said one of the things was, I'd like to say pride. I think that's the easier word, because I think when people like to say we rude or something like that, it's not that. I think we just so prideful it comes off as such, right? But I feel like I hate the fact that up north in general gets that connotation of like being rude.
Yeah.
But it's rude up there. Don't get me wrong. Like it's not a southern hospitality thing. I get that. But I mean like just being prideful where you from, or being sure, like being confident. That's just something that's instilled in you like when you're very, very young.
I think you had to come up that way, because if you didn't, you would be eaten by the streets.
Yeah.
So you had to, be a little, you had to have a little bit of a mouth on you.
Yeah, a little assertive.
You got to have a little something on you, because if you can't fight, you better be able to talk them off you.
You better be able to do something.
That's funny.
If you can't fight, you better be, your mouth better do it, because
something.
You better be able to hike and crack real good, so they be like, let me not say nothing.
You better have some friends that got your back, like, yo, you can't mess with her.
Which is funny, because like it's up there like a melting pot. We always talk about melting pot with ethnicity, but it's a melting pot with personalities as well. You got your scammers, you got your talkers, you got your fighters, you got your robbers, you got your shooters, you got your nice people, you got your mean people. You got so many different kind of people or person you got to watch out for.
Very true.
I was going to ask you about adapting, but like that's the north for you. Like you have to adapt every day with all these personalities, because any day something different can happen to you, just from you walking from this corner to that corner.
You can catch the bus, and just catching public transportation, catching a train, and you be looking like, what the hell is going on?
Yeah.
It's a Puerto Rican lady, she got 5 kids, a Mexican lady got 4 kids, and the African guy in the back, and then the Italian guy over here talking real slick.
In the middle of all of that, you got to see all that, hear all that, be aware of all that, and mind your business at the same time.
And mind your business at the same
like
time.
You don't see none of it.
You don't see anything.
You don't see that person over in the corner getting their butt kicked.
Unless it's a threat to you. Unless it's a threat to you.
My business.
Yeah, unless it's a threat to you, then you see it.
Right.
That's like when I go home and I go to Eastern, like when I go to Newark, like say if I'm sitting in the car talking, like people down here are not that alert. Like if I'm sitting in the car having a conversation, I'm like this.
Yeah, observing.
What? Watching all of the all of the mirrors, because it's people walking up and down the street. You don't know what they doing, what their agenda. You gotta watch them. You gotta watch their body language. Do they got bags in their hands? Do they got kids? What kind of clothes they got on? How big is his coat? Could it be sitting underneath his coat?
Yeah.
Do I need to pull off? Do I need to sit here with the car and drive just in case I need to go?
Yeah, those are things I'm not.
So it's a lot.
It's not to say that everybody don't know that, but I do think that it's super common up there. But regardless of life you live, you could live a good life. You could be in the field, not in the field, whatever. I still think those are all qualities you have in general up there. Mm-hmm. Whereas down here, I think if you in a certain life, you might move that way dependent. But up there, it's like regardless,
everybody's
no matter what. Yeah, you could be a white collar blue collar, whatever, you're gonna do it regardless. Like that's just
Always
it's
got
common.
your head on the swivel.
You coming home at 2:00 in the morning and get stopped at a red light, you're not stopping.
Yeah,
You're
yeah.
gonna stop.
What?
You're gonna look, and you're going.
Let me tell you
you're not
that-
gonna sit there and wait for that light to change because you don't know what that. You don't know that
Life
could be
can change.
life can change for you real quick. You know,
Essex County taught me that. I used to
gonna
hang out
go.
in Essex County, and I was following these guys one time, right? And they was driving. We was going to Elizabeth, and
Oh, that's a bad choice right there.
listen,
So
so we
just right there was a bad
we
choice.
driving, and he ran a light, and I'm like, oh my God, he ran a light. And he said, my best friend said he was in the car, and he said, if Miller is my nigga, she gonna run these lights. And so I seen what he did. I ran all the lights. Since that point on, I will run a red light.
Yeah, if I'm coming home late,
Yeah, I'm running the
and
light.
there's nobody out on the street, and I'm just sitting there at a light at 2 in the morning or whatever, and there's nobody out there.
Well, now
I'm gonna you can take the picture and catch me later. I'll pay the ticket, but
look, I'm about to
not
say,
gonna,
Kim, now you got to watch for the cameras.
And that's
'cause There
fine.
ain't need no police out there now. The camera.
If I'm in
caught you.
Atlanta, I'll do it. Like I will run it, but like
yeah, I'll swipe that.
that's
I'll
what I like
swipe
about
that.
Augusta. Though. It's
I ran a
super
red light
peaceful
coming
out
here.
so I ain't got to worry about that.
I
Like,
don't feel the need to be so silly. I don't feel the need to have to do any of those things here.
Yeah.
I feel like I have an ease about being here,
Mm-hmm.
and I've been here for a good while. I've never felt, even when I had my business downtown on Broad Street, I never felt, and everybody's like, oh, downtown is so dangerous. I was downtown for 11 years, never broken into, never anything, any type of anything. The worst thing that ever happened to me is like a homeless guy. He wanted to come and use the bathroom, and he wanted to use the bathroom in my dressing room. And we worked that out. I had a bat behind me, and we gone now, you know.
Yeah.
But other than that, I never felt like I had to have a gun on me in my store or anything of that type, like I was going to get robbed or anything. And I would have events late in the evening, after midnight, 1 o'clock. I would ask for police presence. I would call them ahead and ask for police presence, saying what I'm doing and how late I'm going to be, just so my customers can get to their cars safely. You know, just to make sure, you know, I wouldn't want nobody to get hurt leaving an event that I'm doing.
Yeah.
But other than that, as far as me walking around or anything like that, I never felt unsafe like that here.
Yeah. One thing I say, about Augusta is, I know people like to joke about it or they don't like it. They from here or whatever, but it's a retirement city for a reason. Like it's not saying nothing happened here, but it's just super peaceful than what we're used to. I can say that.
Very much so.
Yeah, very
Based
much
on,
so.
if you compare it to where even today, even though like me being from Brooklyn's not Brooklyn, right? But
It's so
the
not.
crime is still way better here than it will be in Brooklyn.
Very
Because
true.
I'm pretty sure if I read the New York Post or something, it's still gonna tell me this person got stabbed, this person got
Very
robbed,
true.
this person
Yeah.
got killed. But versus here, it's just so small. You feel it more because it's community driven, but
Yeah.
it don't happen as frequent.
Right.
Every day it happens where we from.
Yeah, you
This is
go
like
on the news, Eyewitness News up there, and this, 12
news
people
is
got
wild
killed, and
back
this down
home.
here, and
yeah.
not like that here. It's starting now. I've been here for a while, and I will say that certain things are you're starting to hear about more things happening. There used to be a time when on the news they used to talk about the kids' lunch, what they was eating for lunch at school, and they don't have time for that anymore. They're talking about what's happening. Things are happening, so it's not bad, but things are happening.
Right.
This is because the population is growing in the city, and
Very true.
as the population grows, crime is it's just a natural thing that crime is gonna grow.
Mm-hmm.
But people always ask me, why you move to Augusta? I'd be like, easy living, it's peaceful.
Yeah.
Very
Definitely peaceful.
Like I went home in June, and I think I have gotten accustomed to being in the South. My cousin lived off of this like really busy road, right, y'all. And it was buses and ambulances and cars. I was like, oh my God. I'm like, what is that noise? Like, I'm used to listening to the trees, the trees and the birds chirping outside. I'm like, yo, what's going on? I'm like, yeah, I can't wait to get back home to Georgia because, I'm ready to go back home to Georgia. So it's definitely peaceful living here. But it is a lot of stuff going on in Augusta.
There's stuff going on. It's just
I remember one time being in 3DL, and I'm watching and I'm looking, And I see some guys and they throwing up some signs, and some other guys threw up some other signs, and some other guys threw up some other signs. I said, okay, it's time for me to go.
Yeah. But back to what we were saying though, even though it's here, it's still like if I had to pick where I'm gonna have that
equate to where
I'm gonna have it here.
Yeah, I'm gonna definitely have it here.
Because I could,
for sure.
regardless of where you're from, like let's say we just use neighborhood. Let's say Meadowbrook was going at it with Barton Village, whatever, right? You could still stop at that Meadowbrook light, you'd be fine. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's not like what we used to. Like,
No,
there's some
for
places
sure.
like you
Absolutely
can't
not.
stop. You're not
No,
stopping
absolutely
here
not.
because it's on site, whether it's 4 o'clock in the afternoon or 4 a.m. It don't matter.
Exactly.
Like,
On site is on site
Man.
for a lot
So,
of people.
I appreciate that here. So
Yeah.
Me too.
That's when the Southern hospitality, I'm like, okay, I see it now. You know, because you grow up to give grace and, you know, and just be well mannered, even though, you know, you do whatever you're doing. But, you know,
Right.
so I know you talk about the jersey, but like, let's talk about you. Like, you're coming down here, because we spoke off air, of course. You
Right.
told me, but like, what was it about Augusta that made you stay here, or that made you come here? Like, give me a Augusta story of how you even got to Augusta.
The military introduced me to Augusta, Georgia, because I didn't even know it existed until Uncle Sam brought me here multiple times. So the first time I was assigned to Fort Gordon was in 1995. So that's how long my first touchdown in Augusta was in 1995.
95.
And they had me here for 2 years, and then they sent me away for a year hardship tour. And they brought me back in 98 to 2000. That was another 2-year tour. And then they sent me away again to Germany for 5 years. And then they brought me right back.
Yeah, I've been a lot of places.
Yeah.
Germany.
Kuwait, Germany, yeah. And they brought me back in 5 years to Augusta, and then I ended up staying here once I retired in 2011.
I guess I didn't put the two together, but yeah, I got a similar story as well, because you was back and forth to Augusta, and now so are you. Like, y'all went places, adapted there, and came back. Went places, adapted there, and came back. So like, y'all always just call back to Augusta.
It always brought me back.
Interestingly, though, like, I remember I moved here in 2011, and I was like, I will never go back to Augusta. Because I lived up in Hephzibah, and it really took me out of my element from being in the city to living in Hephzibah. And it was like nothing going on up there, And I came back. I left and came back in 2015 after my daughter's father passed, because this was like the only other home I knew. And since I've been back here since 2015, it's been like amazing. I've met so many beautiful, amazing people. I've made so many beautiful connections. I met Kim when I got back here. I think I met you like when I first got back, like in 2016. Somebody told me, "Oh, you need to go to Curvitude," and I was like, "Okay, all right, I'm going to Curvitude." So I've met amazing, beautiful people here. I've made great connections since I've been here, and Augusta is really like second home. And then I didn't know, so my father's people are from Burke County. How did I end up back here where my lineage come from? Had no idea. But I have a lot of family in this area. My granddaddy had 18 kids.
That's a lot.
Yeah. My grandfather had 18 kids. And my grandmother only had one child, but the grandfather had 18 kids in the CSRA area. So that's why I don't play too tough about dating people and stuff, because you never know.
I be hearing you say like family, this family, this family. I didn't understand. I was like, maybe she just, some people say that. That's my cousin, that's my brother. They say that sometimes. But
no, like,
I guess
it's like, or if you ever meet a Lynch from Waynesboro, from Burke County, those my people.
Ooh.
And we can have a party and not invite any outsiders, not one person from outside, and have at least 200-300 people at a party.
Ooh, shout out to the Lynches. Hey.
Shout out to the Lynch gang out in Burke County.
Good Lord.
Honey, I went to my first party in the country this spring. I didn't know that they give it up like that.
They give it up.
I had no
Burke County?
idea. So my cousin had a party at his house in Burke County, and we have like, my family still owns a lot of land in Burke County. And so I have a cousin that lives on the property. And I was like, when I got there, I was like, where all these cars come from?
No, they party hard out there.
Where is all of these people?
Ain't nobody finna stop them. The police probably your cousins.
They probably they all cousins out there.
No, they actually had a police officer on site to make sure that the parking lot was good and everybody was parking their cars and getting in and out correctly. I was like,
yeah, because he was going to change something, right?
This parking lot was packed the true parking lot, and it was just family. Yeah, so my family is really, really big, so it's a lot of us.
Right now.
So, but for far as like your decision to come back, I know you said you're back and forth for military, right?
What made the ultimate decision when I met my then boyfriend, and then he was in the military as well, and so he retired first at the top of the year of 2011, and he decided that he's like, well, I'm going to stay here, and he's from Baltimore, Maryland, and so I decided to stay as well. We have a great relationship, and we ended up getting married. So, and 11 years later, we're still here.
So like
we still together.
So like
yes.
Like during your times here back and forth, did you meet people during that time, or just more so this stint of you staying, you met people?
When I was going back and forth, when I was my military time, I really honestly wasn't paying attention to Augusta like that the first two times. Like the 95 to 97, I was young. I was in the barracks on base. So I was living that base life. I would only go off to go get something to eat at the Waffle House. And at that time, what is that? Tobacco Road was popping at that time. So usually it was at the NCO Club or at the VFW or Taco Bell or something like that. Not Taco Bell, Tobacco Road. And that was where the extent of my Augusta time was. 98 to 2000, probably the same thing because I still lived in the barracks. I didn't have enough rank, and I wasn't married or had a child, so I couldn't live off base by myself. But when I came back in 2005, I was a senior non-commissioned officer, and I was able to get my own home and that's when I started to pay attention to Augusta a little bit more, not that much, because I ended up getting a home in Grovetown. So I really didn't still.
Back in 05?
Huh?
Back in 05?
Yes.
Oh wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Because Grovetown wasn't what it is now. Like.
Oh no.
Well, Augusta wasn't either though. So.
Oh no, but Grovetown really was not what it is.
Yeah, I know. There's like a few things out there.
No.
You probably bought one of the only 6 houses that was out there.
But we got equity now.
I know, right?
We got equity like a mug. Wasn't a lot out there. So I really wasn't paying a whole lot of attention. But as the years have gone by, the growth, especially in downtown Augusta, the growth in the area itself, it's like a lot of things are moving all at the same time. So we have the Cyber Center, you got the Croc Center, you got the T Center. Downtown is getting a facelift, bit by bit. You got Columbia County who's busting at the seams, and all the construction and things are happening, and things in this area is growing, and it doesn't look like it's gonna stop.
Absolutely not. I was driving the other day, and I was like, yo, everywhere you go is some construction going on in Augusta.
Exactly.
Like they are putting up a lot of apartment buildings.
Very progressive.
It's very progressive right now, and I think that a lot of people may be missing it and not paying attention to it, but the city is definitely growing.
Aggressively
growing.
Aggressively progressive, because like you're saying, it's progressive, but it's aggressively progressive. Yeah. You just see dirt just coming up. You see buildings coming up. You see trees being knocked down. You're like, okay, so what's going over there? You going to work one day or going on I-20, you're like, oh, okay, they're building something over there. And then you wake up the next morning, oh, it's built.
right.
It's not just progressive. It is aggressively progressing.
They're moving quick too.
And something's happening. Something's shifting, and some things are happening. I don't know if it's the Cyber Center and the growth. I don't know if it's Camp. I know it used to be Fort Gordon. Now it's I know they changed the name.
Isn't
I don't
it
remember.
Fort Eisenhower now?
Camp Eisenhower or something.
They changed it already?
They changed it. It's the home. It used to be the home of Signal Corps, which I was Signal. I was communications. Now it's the home of cyber, which is still communications.
But they changed the name of Fort Gordon, right? I seen that
so.
yesterday.
I think I seen them do it the other day.
I just don't remember the name of it.
I just feel like how long is it going to take for us to ask? Everybody going to say Fort Gordon. It's kind of
And you are just like everybody calls, what is it now? AU, MCG.
Oh, yeah. But
it's just going to be that.
Yeah,
it's
I've
gonna
been
be a
so
long
confused
time.
trying to tell somebody what hospital. I'll be like, AU, MCG, what is it, Wellstar? Isn't it Wellstar now or something like that?
You
I
don't
don't
come
know.
pick me up from MC's
I know, right? You know what's up.
You know what I'm talking
And
about.
Piedmont is University.
Exactly.
I'm at University Hospital. What you talking about?
Exactly. So, those changes and growth is happening. It's really good to see. It's really great to see a lot of people, and there's still some people outside of the city limits that think Augusta is very country, and I'm like, you need to come visit.
Yeah, I don't think that Augusta is country. When people say you live in the country, I'll be like, I really, really don't. I don't live in the country.
I agree, but I also feel like, and I think we all can agree, but it's in this room here, depending on where you're from, because if you go back home and they say it's country, I kind of can see what they're talking about, because we don't have the stuff that like, we don't have sidewalks here like that. It's like,
Yeah, they
I'm looking at the window right now. There's no sidewalk right
No
there.
sidewalk.
It's kind of country, but I'm not saying it's country. In a sense, they thinking like rattlesnakes,
Yeah.
horses everywhere. It's not Burke County or
I think in
Waynesboro.
my mind, when I think country, I think like dirt roads and no signal on your cell phone.
But hey, when you came in '97, there was dirt roads here or clay.
Yeah, there probably were.
Because I remember when I first time I came there like '99, it was that here.
Right.
The airport even looked different than when I first came down. Than now. But that aggressively being progressive, I was gonna say I want to speak on that. And Jamilah, you tell me if I'm wrong. I think also too, I know you pound the pavement with the voting and stuff like that. We don't realize how much that changes things. Having younger people in office making different decisions, right? Rather than having the same, not saying old, but the same people in positions
I'll say
forever.
old for you.
I'm just, how because some people want things not to change.
It's definitely needed to be able, like when I was out doing the canvassing for Georgia Shift, my thing was to let people know that the people that we put in office, they work for you.
Mm-hmm.
Them campaigning is them actually doing an interview process for you to hire them for a job. But if you lack the understanding and the knowledge of that's what they're doing, then you just don't feel like your vote counts. Like, it really pisses me off, I'm gonna be honest, when I go to vote locally and I can go at 4:00 in the afternoon and they tell me at the polls that 50 people have came to the polls. Why? These are the people that make a difference in your community. The DA makes a difference in your community. The commissioners make a difference. The judges, the sheriff, all of these people work for you. And so I think that we should definitely get more involved in what's going on in the community and understanding the positions that the people hold and how we can make them accountable for the positions that they actually take on and the things that they say they're going to provide for the community. It's our job. The people on the commission can't get up there unless we vote for them. But if you still have all of our elders going out and voting for them, they still voting for the stuff that they feel is right, which may not be conducive to the city actually growing and progressing. And you got to go. Like, I went to a commissioners meeting the other day. There's no one our ages in the commission meeting. There's older people at the commissioners meeting, and they're still going and pushing their agendas of what it is that they want, which may not necessarily be what the youth need in the city. And I think that we also need to civics has came out of the schools, and it needs to go back because the young kids have no idea what they are voting for or why they should vote.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because I want to say, I can speak just me being younger and coming up. Sometimes it's with you, what's around you too. So if your parents don't know, you're just going with what they say, right? So I think back and then maybe I can test it, I don't know. But if I had asked my mom like who I should vote for, this, that, and third, I'm young. I'm not really watching the news and playing. I'm trying to talk to girls. But you go vote. Oh, you just vote Democrat. But what happens when there's 4 Democrat people on the ballot and 3 of them are really not great? But I'm just picking Democrats. So I'm like, okay, who got the best name?
Right.
So it's no, I can't do no. It's different now. You could do it now because I can type it in. I can see a podcast with that person. It's probably this stuff is so important. If you ran for something and then they can watch this, like I like her energy, I like that. You get to know a person is more personable. Back then it was none of that. If the news didn't highlight it and a certain person didn't back you, I didn't know you. So you could have been a good candidate, but you don't have the money, the funds to be in the forefront. But I also don't have the knowledge and the education to say, well, let me not vote Democrat. Let me see what they're about before I go to the voting station,
Man, listen, I know of so many people that just go and be like, oh, so I'm a Democrat. My mama told me to be a Democrat. I'm going to be a Democrat. And it's click, 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 click. And then that person may not have nothing good to do for your community or you. So I definitely, shout out to my mom, Miss Marva Joseph.
Shout out to the mama.
She's the person that got me to like really be serious about voting. Cause I was like, I ain't going to do that. I'm whatever. And then she sat me, she's from Trinidad and she used to work for the prime minister in Trinidad. And so she sit me down and she give me this whole lecture. And I'm like, okay, Mom, all right. And so when I would go to her house, she's my news station. So when I go to her, she's my NSNBC and all of that stuff. She updates me and she tells me. And as I listen to her, and listen to her perspective, I understood how important it was. So now I don't miss an election. I'm going to make sure I'm registered to vote. I'm going to do my research on the candidates. I'm not just going to vote for you because you a Democrat. And you know what I also feel is jaded about the system is that now because I'm an educated voter and I do my research on my candidates, I may not just want to vote Democratic.
I may want
a Democrat for this. I may want a Republican for this. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But the way that they have it set up, you can't do that. So I think that we need to start speaking more on the things that we want to see change when it comes to that, to our voting system, because I feel like it's jaded, honestly. Because if I want this Republican for this, and I want this Democrat, and then I want a Republican and a Democrat and a Republican. I should
can't do that?
No, you cannot.
Well, you could vote. You could vote who you want to vote for.
No, once you click Democrat, it's only good. If you click what party you are, it doesn't show you the rest of them.
I don't know. It showed me everything.
Going back to when I last voted.
Because I've tried it before. Because it's been people that I wanted to vote for that once I clicked the party, it took away everything else. And I'm like, but where they at?
You might need to find out research on that.
Categorize yourself as independent to see everything? Or what is that?
Because you cannot qualify for nothing. You see all of them. So, but I don't know. Maybe.
But see, we need to. That's questions that as a community we should have conversations about this, and we should talk about this and be able to take it to our commissions and take it to the governor or take it to.
You might need to take that voting machine you was on because that happens because that happens. They play a lot of tricks in this voting system that I'm hearing, like whether it's counting is off or this didn't have this person on there. So it's a lot of smoke and mirrors with that stuff.
It's a lot going on, man. Trump is wild.
I will tell you.
She blamed Trump. That's what she said.
No. Just the recording of Trump when he called the governor of Georgia. And he was telling him about like the reason why he has this big old RICO charge. If you could ever go listen to this video, it's on YouTube. It is freaking hilarious, y'all. Because he's like, 11,000 people that were dead voted. I need you to find me some. I'm just like, he just setting everybody. When I heard it, I was like, man, he going to jail. For real, he going to jail. And everybody that was sitting in the room listening to him going to jail. Because but the video, Kim, you gotta listen. Let me tell you something. It's rather hilarious because one of the old he really sounded like a old gangster from New York. Like just like I'm gonna push my way in, and this is what you got.
That's what he's used to doing. But as one of the old people, y'all talk about, I'm old because I'm 51. I guess I'm over the hill now, so I'm on that older side. Yeah, we have a lot of older people in office, but we have to be able to work together with the younger and the older. Older have the wisdom, but the younger got the energy. Yeah. So we have to be able to collectively work together because y'all are not. When I say y'all younger ones are not going to the polls. My group, own up.
Not intentionally.
Because some people just don't feel that they're. Well, what's the point? Oh, there's a big point. And if you're only going to vote for the president, then you got a problem.
Well.
And that's what most people do.
You got a problem if you're only going to vote for the president and the vice president. If you only went for Biden and Kamala, you missed a whole lot, and you just eeny, meeny, miny, mo the rest.
It's so much that be on the ballots that you be like, oh, they voting for this, they voting for that,
and that's why I was getting at, like you know, it's people think it's only people you voting for. You voting for more than just people. You voting for changes, decisions,
ordinance and things like that. Yeah.
So much stuff.
You got to stop and research.
People like to say, like they, your vote matters, your vote don't matter. But I do think if you go vote, you're not voting intentional, then you make it not matter because you're voting for something you don't really care about, but your number counts for something. So we could have had these 3-4 people get voted. We didn't get them voted because wide selection just voted quote unquote Democrat or quote unquote Republican, whatever, and then do their research to see if they really like this person, that person. So you make it not matter when you do that. You wouldn't vote it, but to what avail did anything change?
This year I said I commit myself to voting for the best person for the job. Not party line.
Yeah.
Not party line, because that hasn't been working.
Mm-hmm.
The best person for the job is what I'm committing to this next election. And I thought I was doing that beforehand. My last vote was committed to not having President Trump have another time. That was I was like, he can't get another term. He can't, not right now. He can't get another term. Things are getting too divisive. And I thought as a leader, some of the things he did when it came to business and that money, he know that, But overall, as a leader, he was very divisive. And we can't have a divisive leadership in office. So that was like, okay, we have to, he's not for bringing the country together. He has to move on. And whoever we bring in, that's what we have to do to do that. But this one, I'm more committed to looking at all across, whoever is presented, and the thing like you were saying about money, okay, some of these people may be best for the job, but they don't have the money to be presented to the public. Really nothing we can do about that. They got to get their coins up some type of way.
No pun intended. That's just politics for you.
That's just politics. That's just the way the game is played.
You got what it takes, and you're probably the perfect candidate, but you don't have the other things.
You don't have the money. You're going to have to find a way to get that money.
Relationships, the money, all that.
Right.
Money, power, respect. You don't have none of that.
Exactly. So I'm looking at who is best for the job. I'm no longer just looking at, CNN and MSNBC. I'm looking at Fox News as well. I want to hear what everybody is talking about. Fox News, BBC, all of that. I'm looking at all of that. I want to hear what's being talked about so I can understand what's going on from different perspectives.
On like the local level, I would say just being in media and some media outlets that we do have out here, like you got Kim making a difference. You got Janice Allen Jackson with Local Matters podcast. These are people I've had on, but I always go to them. I watch their platform real close and heavily during that time because they ask a lot of questions, whether it's past stuff I don't know about, new stuff. Right. Get the feel of the person. And I think I'm glad that people like this podcast and stuff. I'm glad it is what it is now because I get to get a different outlet on a local level, as opposed to me just going to your event. At your event, you're trying to sell me anyway. So it's like I want to see you at your event, but I also want to see you on the opposite end of somebody asks you tough questions and how you maneuver through that. So I like that, to make my points or to drive do my driving force on how I'm gonna vote and who I'm gonna vote for.
Right, I have no problem, especially local people. I'd walk up and if I see you somewhere.
Oh yeah, definitely.
If I see you in the streets and a question pops up, I'm going, Jared, I've done that. Hey, Jared, what are you gonna do about X, Y, and Z? Or when Alvin Mason, hey. And he's retired military as well, so we have a common bond. When I see him, the first thing I bring is, hey, we say a couple of things from an NCO level or a military level that gets him to know, I know we come from the same place. We were raised in the same organization. And once we, break that down, it's like, hey, so what about this and what about that? I don't have a problem catching anybody in the streets if I have something to ask you or say, hey, let me ask you something real quick. I hate that you probably eating your pizza, but let me ask you this real quick. And if they answer, then I get my answer, I go on my business. I don't hold them very long, but if something's bothering me, I'll ask. And then I live in Grovetown, so now I'm working my way with those leadership up there and asking questions about certain things to see what's going on. I haven't worked my way to their DA up there because I really don't have a question per se. I had one question, but we researched it and figured out about this open carry stuff because I have a son that's 21, and he was.
I think Jared's the DA in Columbia County too. No?
No.
I thought he
Well,
was.
nah,
They cut that.
yeah.
They cut that.
I'm supposed to do a
Oh, they
podcast
just-
with him.
they
They
just-
severed themselves from the union, baby. They
I'm gonna have him speak on that more. I'm supposed to have him on next week or so. So
Yeah, so
it's gonna be a big deal for me.
right, I'm excited about that. I'm excited to hear that one with him
Yeah.
because he's.
I want to do it right. So we had some dates to set up, but I felt like we were rushing it. I didn't want to rush it.
No, you want that one.
Timing
to
is
be
everything
right.
to me. So
Absolutely.
yeah. Plus he get a lot of bad flack in the media. So I wanna
Well, but I'll
do it
say
where
yeah.
he shows up in the
it's true.
community.
Very true.
He definitely shows up in the community for sure.
Well, the media he get a bad rap from ain't from our community. So
Ain't for us.
Yeah, I see.
I don't consider Jared Port
when I'm out
our
feet the
community.
street, I see Jared feet the street.
yeah.
So yeah.
And shout out to him, man.
Him and Lynn Gladney. Lynn Gladney is always feet the street. Lynn is always in the mix.
I don't know who I want to ask first. Let's start with you. So you curvitude.
Curvature.
What does that mean?
Curves with attitude.
Curves with attitude.
Yep.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Like the group.
No,
No.
like curves
With attitude.
with attitude.
Okay.
What group is that? There's a group called Curves with Attitude.
Somewhere else with attitude, but not that.
Are you talking about
Just-
like SWV Sisters
No,
with?
no.
No, that's Sisters
Just
with Voices.
voices.
I was talking about NWA, but yeah.
Oh!
Well, we missed that
It was shoot.
I was like, okay,
Ooh, there's a
what's
group?
going on?
No, no, yeah.
Easy E, Ice Cube, you remember them guys?
I
Dr.
get it.
Dre?
No, of course.
one.
Of
You
course.
may need to do a CWA.
I know you're from Jersey, so I know, you know.
You may need
No,
to do a CWA
If
campaign.
it's 50, this is the 50th year of hip hop, and I'm 51. I know hip hop.
I was about to say, I know
You
you're
may
down
need to do a
OPP, but you know, you
CWA.
still
I
can
know.
give love
No,
to
I know.
NWA.
I,
you know
oh
what I'm
my God, NWA. Yeah, I used to
That's
love, I
funny.
love them. I went right over. We was like,
Me
really,
too.
girl? That's a
I went straight
We
to
was right there.
saying?
SWV.
Hey, look, she was like, no.
Wait a minute.
But so it's curves with attitude.
Curves, with giving your curves attitude. Yes.
Talk about that real quick. Like, what did that birth from? What made that come about?
Wow, where did that birth from? So, as I said, I was transitioning out of the military, retiring in 2011, and around the top of 2011 or the middle, I had been walking around the mall, and I had not seen any place for plus size ladies to shop. The big box business, you had your Catherine, Lane Bryant, those people, Ashley Stewart, whatever. But I didn't see any boutiques. I didn't see anything unique, different or unique about the style. And so I was with my, at the time, fiance at that time, and I was like, man, you know, I should open a plus size boutique for plus
It's
size.
the same guy, right?
Yeah, same
Okay,
guy.
I'm making
Same,
sure.
same.
Okay.
Same.
I got you.
A shout out to my husband, Richard, please. Because he like,
Hey,
yeah,
shout
the
out to
same
Richard.
guy,
Shout out
wasn't
to
he?
Richard real quick.
I'm trying to
Shout
get
out to
over
Richard.
that.
She was married twice.
And so I was like, hey, I should do this. And he was like, yeah, you should. And so I sat down and I did a little research, and I started out of his home. When he had his house on the south side, I did a little pop-up, and people used to come to the house and get their clothes and stuff. And then I just decided to open a small store. I step out slowly but surely. After I retired, I had a small 200 square foot space, and I had turned it into a walk-in closet. It looked like a walk-in closet, so cute. And I was there probably like maybe 4 or 5 months. And as we talked off camera, I was in a hair salon, and I started noticing things in the hair salon, like, oh, the lights would go out, water be cut off, lights be cut off.
Can't wash your hands.
Can't right.
Can't see yourself not washing
And you know,
hands.
now the water being cut off didn't bother me much because my customers wasn't coming in there for getting their hair done. My customers were shopping. So as long as I had power, I could ignore that other stuff. You know what I mean? But then the lights get cut off, and then it was like, then you got the landlord banging on the door. You owe me rent. I don't owe you nothing, slick. They owe you rent. I pay them. They supposed to pay you. Ain't got nothing to do with that. But then, you know, it's like you might need to start getting your stuff together and getting up on it out of here. So as I always did, I was committed to staying on Broad Street. I wanted to stay on Broad Street. So I just walked out the door, and I started walking. I went to the right and started walking up the street, and I was looking for empty buildings or empty spaces. And I came across 1033A Broad Street. It was empty. It was an old office space. I showed it to my my fiance at the time, and
Same person.
Gotcha. Same shout out
Shout out to
Richard
Gotcha.
Beasley.
There we go.
Let's for the rest of this podcast. It is
Rich Beasley.
Richard. That Rich did. Rich Beasley. Lord Jesus. Shout out to my husband, my boyfriend, my fiance, and now my husband of 11 years.
I'm sorry, that's foreign to me.
Right.
So when you say anything over a 10, what does that mean? Like,
Okay,
what
so
is
if you're a
plus size?
size, so sample size in the fashion industry, where most of the designers, when you see them on the runways, everything is a sample size mostly. You have Christian Siriano that now, he's an amazing designer. Now he adds a lot of plus size ladies to his line. But most sample sizes is 0 or 2. That's what the standard, they try to have some kind of standard. If you are from a 0 to an 8, you're considered standard size. Anything past 8, which is the next size up, is 10 on up, you're plus. And that's when it starts in the fashion industry. It starts to get challenging. You're not as represented in the industry. Now, back in 2011, when I started, it wasn't a lot of plus size models, a lot of plus size industries or designers that were very supportive of plus size women, even though the standard size of a woman, an American woman, is between 12 and 14. That's where they should be catering to. They were not. Now it's changed a lot. You got Target and all these major stores that have plus size sections.
Now.
It's not like it used to be in some of these stores. You go look for plus size clothes back in the day. It's in the corner by the bathroom. It's just keep going.
Wow.
It's in the corner somewhere. It was not a space for plus size women to shop, and not just shop, but shop fashionably, look beautiful, look sexy, wear clothes that accentuate your body and still be in the competitive market with the standard sizes. Most of my customers that would come in when I first started, they were like, I just want to look like everybody else. Or why do I have to wear this muumuu or this here? Why can't they make this in my size? Very good question. I would go to the sourcing. I was always at the magic shows in Las Vegas or in New York trying to find these things. And as time progressed, the market opened up because there are a lot of people were beating down doors saying, this is what we need. I had even gone to having designer plus size designer clothes in the store. I did everything I could to make sure that women that came to Curvitude looked and felt good. That was almost like my ministry. And I loved it. The pandemic I had to pivot during the pandemic, but I love that I came out with Curvitude Athletics, which is athletic wear for sizes I'm size inclusive on the athletic wear, so from a small to a 3X, and I just love what I'm doing.
Well, I think it's dope that you did that. Even with your pivot, you went and did all sizes. You didn't just do only plus size,
Right.
Because that'd be backwards a little bit, only because now plus size is so it's an industry now. People they're pushing that now.
It is.
So now you can kind of everybody get love.
But when I went to New York Fashion Week and when I went to Miami Swim Week this year, New York Fashion Week, I told them who I was. I told them what I wanted, and it was a challenge for them to get it. We only have this person and we only have that person. Or at one point, they pulled somebody off the street. In this one production, this girl came off the street. She was like, yeah, they just pulled me off the street and told me that you needed a model. I said, I do need a model. I don't need nobody off the street. I mean, no disrespect. No disrespect. If these other chicks you're getting from the model agencies that come in, they know how to walk and know how to carry themselves. Just because I cater to plus size women, you think you're gonna go over down in Chinatown and snatch somebody and say, hey, come over here and come walk for her? And the lady was like, well, why you don't want her? I said, because she don't look good.
But so that's funny.
End of discussion. She don't look good.
It's safe to say that even though it's a growing industry and it's being quote unquote somewhat catered to now, it's still challenges.
Absolutely, it's
Because
still
the
challenges.
modeling to me is an art. Modeling is an art. You could look good and still not be a model. You got to walk a certain way, certain attitude, certain. It's so much that go into modeling.
It's
you have
so
to practice
much.
that.
It
You can't
is.
just find off the street. Not saying that somebody can't do it because you might just be a natural at it.
Yeah, but that wasn't the one they picked for me.
That wasn't the one.
That
She
wasn't.
wasn't it?
This wasn't that. This was not that, and I was not. You're not
Kim is
gonna.
so funny.
You're not.
They
I
said they
mean, I'm
bought-
serious
they
about my
bought your model.
brand. I am
You're
so
lying.
serious about my brand.
You're
And if
lying,
you,
man.
Like I do model calls here and say no to a whole bunch
Oh,
of
my
chicks.
She
God.
said no to me.
Yeah, but I say, didn't
You
you
know what?
model?
You gonna keep holding on to
Didn't
that.
you model
I'm
for her, though?
She still does model for me now.
Listen, let me tell you what she
You
did
had on
to
a
me.
swimsuit or something
Let me
like
tell you
that.
what she did. Let me tell you how she did me. I was like, oh, I want a model. She looked at me. She said, how tall are you? I was like 5'5". She said, you're too short. I was
Hey,
like,
man.
ooh. She did me like that. And then look, so then I came and saved the day because whoever was supposed to come and model this little swimsuit couldn't come, right?
Show up.
And so I stopped by the shop because I always used to stop by her shop like once a week and just
Ooh,
walk
she's
in
so
and say,
bitter, child.
Even
She's
after she
bitter.
told you no.
even after she told me no, I still loved her, okay? Look, and so I stopped by, and they was like, what you doing later? You think you come out of this bathing suit? And now I'm gassed because I'm like, yeah, I can model.
It didn't require heels.
Can I ask a question?
I did.
Did she
I
get
did,
taller that day or something? or
I
no?
did wear heels.
No, you didn't wear heels.
I
and
wore
rack 'em
heels, and that's-
stack 'em.
and
Rack
that-
'em and stack 'em.
Baby, I
You
used
wore heels in that swimsuit?
Baby, yes.
Okay, so
Tore it up.
So what happened is that even in my shows, and I'm the first. Lord, I sound like Soldier Boy. I'm the first. No, but I used to do street shows. My fashion shows was on a street. I would block a street off, and we'd run the models. We'd put chairs down. We run the models on the street because I wanted everybody to see what we were doing. I didn't want to put it in the building. Some years we did that, but most of the time we put them on the street. And so I did have specifications. I wanted the girls to be this height. I wanted the girls to be this size. You can be plus size, but I wanted you to be within this range. And that's just branding. That's all about branding and so forth and so on. So Jay, as beautiful as Jay is, and as curvy as Jay is, Jay was short. And that year I was like, okay, you too short. So
I had to prove myself.
The following year, I was doing some swimwear.
Oh, yeah,
And
it wasn't that year. It definitely was the following year. You definitely did tell me no and was like, bye.
And then the next year you can't. And then the next year I said, well, we need to go ahead and get Rack 'em and Stack 'em over here and let her go ahead and walk. And because I needed someone to wear this specific swimsuit. So for that swimwear, it wasn't about her height. It was about her shape. And I didn't think anybody, and we picked with her, I don't know, we call her Rack 'em and Stack 'em. And so that was her nickname. Anything she wore with us, we always, oh, here come Rack 'em and Stack 'em. And so
That's your nickname now. Rack 'em and
Hold 'em and
stack 'em.
fold 'em.
yeah, that's Rack 'em and Stack, because that's, I don't want to tell what part we could. she's, so that was me and my sister's nickname for her. Shout out Shonda. And we called her Rack 'em and Stack 'em. It's like, we got to get Rack 'em. Come, just call her, tell her come in. We need her to come in. It wasn't about her height. It was about her shape. So it was swimwear. We needed her specifically for that swimwear outfit because the way it was shaped and the way she shaped, we knew she would kill it. And she did. Thus the birth of this model right here.
Yes, ma'am.
Thus the birth. I birthed
Oh,
her.
let's give a clap for Rack 'em and Stack 'em.
Now she gonna have to tell you what Rack 'em and Stack 'em, where the rack and the stack come from. That's on her. I'm not gonna tell you.
I ain't telling with a rack and the stack at. You just gonna have to look and find out.
See, how they gonna find out? You gotta tell them where the rack and the stack is from.
Where, you tell them. Y'all made it up.
Jesus, her thighs. Because when she was like, because she's very thick thighed. Like the thick thighs. Also, we have Thick Thighs Matter T-shirt, and she was like the ambassador of that too because her thighs do matter. And so we just picked. You know, me and Shonda would always have a joke. We was like, here come Rack 'em and Stack 'em.
So let me tell you how they did me. So this is my first time modeling, right? So I'm nervous. I've got the girls in the back that usually model for her. I'm like, all right, so what I do? They was like, just walk. You get to the end, give him a little give him a little come back and walk. So when I come out, thank God I had shades on. Thank God I had shades on. So I come and I get to the runway, and here they go. And here comes Rack 'em and Stack 'em. I'm like, oh no. And I got these heels on her, as she said, the Rack 'em and the Stack 'em be moving. Baby, when I tell you, I still got people to this day, asking me about, girl, I remember when you came out in this swimsuit.
Then my daddy give you some money at the end. My dad was like,
I'm talking about, they was looking, I'm coming down and they looking like this, like, damn.
Thus the birth of this model here now.
And
now she everybody want her. Everybody want what I birthed and created. Amen.
Yeah, I have a lot of
amen.
lady from boutiques that be
and
like,
you
hey,
are
could
welcome.
you come and model for me? Could you come and model for me?
And
you're model now,
welcome.
see, that's what's up.
Mm-hmm. It is actually really, really fun. It's not as easy as you would think. The last shoot we did Folly Beach in Charleston, South Carolina.
In March.
I went there.
It's cold.
In March. It was cold outside.
Windy,
I mean, the wind was blowing at least 20 miles per hour the whole entire time. We did not have a fitting room. Me, Kim, and a big blanket was the fitting room. I'm sure some men see me naked on the beach because we were just like,
rack 'em and stack 'em.
It was 6:30 in the morning. We were out there to catch the sunrise. So definitely modeling is not something that you just do for the glitz and the glam of it. You really have to love it and enjoy it. And thank you, Kim, for the opportunity to model, because I really, really enjoy it. And I really think that I'm going to make me a portfolio, because y'all need to see me in somebody magazine, some Lane Bryant, some something, some Fashion Nova.
You're welcome.
Honey.
You are welcome.
You know, Curvature, we going to do it.
You gotta get your agent, man. Get out there.
Yeah, wherever she go, I go.
There you go.
She got me on a pop-up, and I be like, yes. I went to Invest Fest, right? I was downstairs and she was upstairs at another side, and I was like, I'm in two parts of the building.
She's so silly. Because she's one of the ambassadors for Curvitude Athletics.
Okay.
So when we do the photo shoots and things like that, shout out Nico, our photographer.
Yes,
he's amazing. We usually have Jamilah. And then I have my sister Shonda. She is also another one of the models. But, I can't use her as much these days.
No. But it's definitely fun.
She do something different or something? She not?
She had her jobs.
Oh, okay.
Her jobs don't afford her. And my sister, she's a first lady at a church now. Okay. And, she has other official.
Church.
And I don't want to. She don't mind. It's me. I mind.
I feel you.
So I don't want to do anything that's going to, or have her do anything that, and we argue about that, because I've had to say, no, I'm not going to have you for this, and we argue about it. But
I know you mentioned the pivot and it being kind of something that COVID helped happen, but when you went into the athletics, what was the mindset of that?
Oh, God, the mindset of that was to shut up this guy that was at the gym.
It wasn't Richard.
No, it was not Richard. It was, this is the first time I'm telling this story publicly. And this is the first time I'm ever telling this story publicly. I love first timers. Because she's laughing because she know what it's about.
And I gassed her up to do it. I was like, well, do it then.
So what happened is that during COVID, I had to close my boutique, which was sad and depressing enough. I had my 4-year-old. She was 4 years old at the time, and she couldn't go to pre-K, so I had to homeschool her. My father, he was suffering and still with dementia, and so all these people were in the house during COVID. I had to take care of all of this, and I really slipped into a really bad depression. It was a working depression, because I kept moving, I kept doing everything, but I was really, really sad. I was comfort eating, you name it. And so that year, after the year when everybody was going back outside, my daughter, she was able to go to kindergarten. So I was super excited, because where she went to kindergarten, there was a gym next door. And I was like, oh, this is everything. She's going to go here, and I'm going to go there. and I'm going to get myself back together. So put my plan in place, and I walk into this gym, and I had a trainer and everything. I was just really committed trying to get myself back to myself. And this guy, out of nowhere, I don't even know his name. You know his name, huh?
We're not going to say his name.
I know, but he has a nickname though, right? Deacon or something like that. Yeah. Okay. So, he berated me. Like, I walked in the gym, and I had on normal sweats. I wasn't looking cute. I was just trying to get there. If I could just get there. And he just berated me. What you got on? You look like this. Oh, you got a wedding ring on. Somebody married you. He was really like.
Did you know this man?
No, I did not know him from nowhere. And he just went in, and I'm like, I gotta curse him out, because if I call my husband, he gonna air him out. But let me.
No, I feel you. I feel you on that one.
That Baltimore, you don't even want to know about it. If I said, I got to deal with this guy. And I cursed him out repeatedly every time he tried to talk to me. And then he thought, like, we cool. We ain't cool. I don't know you. And every time I would come in the gym, he would have something to say. So I'm like, well, maybe my clothes are a little shabby. So I went to some athletic place, and I tried to put on their athletic wear, but get on the treadmill, sliding down, and I just couldn't get right. The clothes didn't do what I needed them to do for me to feel comfortable enough to work out. Thus, it was inhibiting my ability to give it my all when I work out, because I'm pulling and tugging on my stuff. I wasn't comfortable. So I was sitting at home one day, and it really bothered me. And I was like, if I'm going through this, who else is going through this? The other people out there, going through this. And I said, I'm going to start an athletic line. I said, I'm going to start an athletic line. And I think I told my sister, and I told Jamilah.
Yeah, we were sitting in the sauna one day.
And I said, I'm just going to go ahead and do it, man. I'm going to start an athletic line, because I got something to prove to myself. And I damn sure got something to prove to that mofo out there. I'm going to let his ass know. And it took me about, 6 months? 6 to 8 months?
It didn't take no time, honestly.
I was researching. I went hard on that research. I went hard on the manufacturers. I got my samples in, brought my samples in. She tried on some samples. I gave my samples out to a couple of my friends. I said, I need you to wear this every day. Dog it out. I need feedback. Give me feedback. And all of my feedback came back positive. I said, okay, well, let's go. We going. And by the top of the next year, which was...
I don't know. We did that photo shoot in December.
Right, but I launched it at the next year.
Yeah.
So we did the photo shoot in December to launch it at the top of the next year.
Got you.
Yeah. It took me less than 6 months. I was that determined. That joker, he never knew how his words really affected me. He knew that I wasn't for it. He knew I wasn't with his shit. But because I let him know, like I told you about that, hey, Jersey, you better have a mouth on you. If you ain't going to fight, you better have a mouth on you. So I know how to get you off me. I know how to get you off me.
Was it something like he was joking and he thought it was cool to say? Or was
I
he just
don't
really...
know what he was doing.
Honestly, I think that he probably, because her way of, like, getting at him was probably, like, sound like a joke, but she dead ass serious. I think he probably thought that they were joking, and he's the kind of person that kind of does that kind of back and forth. He didn't know that she took offense to it, or that she was like really serious when she probably was like, "Man, get the fuck out of my face."
Gotcha.
Like, I don't know what? Like, if I say that,
it was a joke.
Okay, because I didn't say, please berate me more.
Yeah.
I said, get the my face. So, and then I would see him all the time, and he would try to say something to me, and I just turned around one day. I said, hey, don't say nothing else to me again. You understand me? And he was like, oh. I said, we done. Because we're done. But he didn't know me. When I opened the door, he didn't say, hi, my name is this. Hi, my name is that. He just went in. And I'm like, I know him?
I guess I'm trying to set the scene. Like, was it like a bunch of people around?
Yes.
Yeah, that also, you can't do that.
There was people in the gym working out, stopping, looking at who he's berating. And so I was like, oh, this mother trying to snap. I got to snap back. I
Yeah.
got to. You hurt my feelings.
But you didn't come to the gym for.
I didn't come to the gym for that.
If you didn't know him, then you wasn't expecting that.
No,
anyway. So
I
kinda
wasn't.
off
I was
guard.
expecting to go see my trainer so we can get started. I wasn't expecting that. I don't know him. So all of that kind of affected me in a way like, okay. So now I got my line out. Now I got the trainer wearing my stuff. Now she got a hoodie that said thick thighs matter. She got the leggings on. And it's just all around. I don't know if he ever went to another gym or
I'm
anything.
gonna keep it a buck. I do think people from up north, I know we not like we said we not rude. We definitely petty though, cause
Petty as hell. Petty
I was
is
gonna
my
ask you, did
middle-
you send him like a swimsuit? That'd be perfect. Like it's just on his side.
Listen,
It'd be perfect.
when I told him, don't talk to me no more, I'm going to have my husband come see you. I don't know where that dude went from there because I kind of like got turned off from the place. Like I didn't come here for that. You know, I went elsewhere. But when I told him, I said, I'm going to have my husband come see you. Don't do that because like I was kind of handling it myself, but don't let me have to call this guy right here because he don't play about me. So that's why I was like, let me chill because we got a little too much to lose.
Yeah, definitely.
Let me go ahead and remove myself from the situation. And I want to shout him out. I know his nickname was Deacon or something like that, because he was at, I think he's a deacon at a church or something of another. Yeah, thank you, Deacon. I appreciate you for pushing me into Fashion Week. Thank you for pushing me to do that athletic line that got me on New York Fashion Week. And thank you for pushing me to Miami Swim Week and having my stuff being sent overseas and my items being in homes and I'm internationally known. Thank you for that, Deacon. I hope that everything's all right in your world because of you and your mouth, everything's okay in mine.
Oh, I like that.
Drop a bomb on it.
I'm talking about. What I'm talking about.
The
Shout out to
back
D.
of my mind, I want to say,
And thank you because I get to wear Curvy Two's athletics,
Thank
and
you
it's
so
like my
much.
favorite. Like it's my go-to. Like I will throw on some Curvy Two pants in a minute. The pockets is super deep. I love it. They don't roll down on me. They stay where they supposed to stay. They hold me where they supposed to hold me. I love my Curvy Two athletics.
and I worked hard on that. That wasn't something that I went and got from Buford Highway and just stuck my label on.
See, that's dope. And
I contacted manufacturers. My stuff is not okay. She went and got this from somewhere and stuck her name on
stamp
it.
something on it.
No,
Yeah.
baby. Oh, no, baby. My stuff is manufactured, and I deal with the manufacturers, and I tell them what I want, and I tell them how I want it, and I say, this is what I want on here. I need you to do, and I listen to my customers and what bothered them about their athletic wear, and I corrected it in mine to make sure that my customers are happy.
I was gonna ask. I think another thing that's good, like a commonality. I guess I'm taking it differently than y'all might be saying it though. But like, you look at how that was birthed, and it come from a place of you say you're not being in the right mindset, depressed, and then running into that. But then you have, you got what you do as far as mental health and soul is kind of like intertwines. You know what I'm saying? So like, talk about a little about soul marketing. Like what birthed that for you?
What birthed the soul market for me? So I was at an event in Atlanta, and I was observant of the event in Atlanta. And this young lady probably don't know that she inspired me, but it's her business is called the Village Market in Atlanta. What's her name? I know it's Dr. It starts with a H, her last name, but the Village Market. And she was up there speaking, and it was really, the soul market really started out, I wanted to be able to get Black businesses to be able to support other Black businesses. So it did not start in the wellness industry. I just wanted us to be able to come together and support each other. And so I came back home and I shared the vision with someone, and she was like, well, you need to do that in Augusta. And I was like, why I gotta do it? She was like, because you're the person that know everybody to do it in Augusta. So in 2019, I did a Black Excellence event and had a whole bunch of different business vendors out. It was phenomenal. It was fantastic. And then I had this epiphany, and I was like, I always do wellness. I have been doing wellness for a very long time. So I was like, I want to do yoga on Sundays. I wonder how many other people need to do yoga on Sundays, like to set the tone for their week. Like if you don't go to church or you don't subscribe to a religion, you may want to come out into nature and, just take in and do some yoga with a group of people. So I always execute. I found a yoga instructor. I was like, hey, can you come instruct yoga for me on Sundays? Mm-hmm. Put it out there and started yoga at the Riverwalk. And
remember that? That's when they did a podcast. You were doing a Riverwalk.
That's how it started.
In that little stadium, kind of like not stadium, at the Stairmaster place. Everybody take pictures. They have shows there and stuff like that.
You talking about the pavilion down there?
What is the lady? It's the school downtown. Jesse Norman Amphitheater in Augusta. That's the official. Norman. That's the official name for that location.
Also, a Black excellence woman too. I got in common with her. But keep going. Right.
So, just started to do pop-ups there. And the community started to take to it, and they just wanted to come out and do it. And from there, I partnered with Delvin Davis and Donnell Davis. Shout out to 520 Radio.
520 Radio. Shout out to 520 Radio.
Those are my partners. I love them. And we started to do silent headphone yoga and sound bath meditation. And I was like, oh, we on to something. Because I've seen silent headphone parties, but I had never seen it done that way. And I mean, like, I went online and I did a lot of research. Nobody connected the silent headphones to wellness or yoga or anything like that. And so I got invited to a school to come and do it. And so I'm thinking, it's going to be like 30 kids. No.
I remember that picture. It was a bunch of them.
It was
a gym full.
They gave me the whole 8th grade group at Hornsby Middle School. And so I'm really thinking like it's going to be like 30 kids or whatever. Just give me a little group. No, 100 kids.
How many headphones did you bring?
We had 100 plus headphones.
Oh, wow. Okay, I was prepared.
Yeah. I mean, he has 100 plus headphones. So I'm like, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? What am I going to do with this? And so I literally made a post and asked for donations for the yoga mats. And it brought me to tears because I got donations from all over the world. Not just Augusta. I mean, like, literally all over the world. Jamaica, Hawaii, England, Japan. People just sent me money because these people know me and they know my heart and how compassionate I am about the things that I do, and that it was for the youth. So they just poured into it. So I went out and purchased 100 plus yoga mats and asked for the community to come out and chaperone these kids, because I was like, it can't be me and 100 kids. That ain't gonna work.
That's a lot.
So I strategically put it together. Like, I really put it together. It was really like a passion project for me because I just really wanted to see this come to life, right? And so as I'm doing it and I get it done, as I'm in the gym, I go, I got 100 kids in here. And we're doing yoga. I got 100 kids in the inner city doing yoga and meditation with silent headphones. The news came. God woke me up that morning at like 4:00 in the morning. It was like, email the news station and tell them what you're doing. I don't even watch TV, so I didn't even know who to email. I just Googled and I just emailed whoever. And they were like, well, thank you for sharing the story with us, but it's kind of too late. We kind of have our stories covered for today. But if we can send someone out, we will. So in the midst of me kind of like getting names of the kids in the gym, here comes a news report. I'm like, okay. And that was the birth of the Soul Market and Wellness, because I had literally put together a whole business and didn't know it. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Like a whole team, a whole business, and I had no idea that I did it because I was just really passionate about doing it. And I looked up and I literally had a licensed master social worker, I had a yoga instructor, I had Delvin, I had a DJ on my team, and I had multiple people that were willing to come and do yoga. And then I utilized the community to come and assist with keeping, like, you got this 10 kids, you got this 10, you got this 10, you got this 10. You gotta
break them up.
Yeah, because,
8th grade too?
8th grade? Man, they can take you down through there. You gotta be on point.
You just for doing that. That's a good job.
8th grade.
And so after that, after the news story broke, I got calls from all over the country, literally, like everywhere. Like, hey, is this program nationally? Where can we get this program? Could you come to our school and do this? Schools in Chicago. Like, I just had a personal conversation with a principal in Chicago. It's like, I would love for you to come out here and do it. And now I'm like, oh shit, it's a business. Like, I didn't even know, because I just really wanted to do this for the kids in my community. I wanted to be able to expose them to something that they can utilize for themselves. So when you going through the stuff that you're going through at home, that lady earlier, she told me that I could go and sit down and I could breathe. And I could breathe myself through it, and I don't have to pop off and smack this girl in the face right now.
So why didn't you let her get some yoga when that guy was saying something to her?
Wasn't no yoga gonna do nothing about that.
Not that day.
It wasn't. It was no yoga that was gonna fix
too
that.
far gone at that
Yoga,
time.
yogurt, nothing was going to fix that. He needed to be dealt with. There was no yoga. Afterwards, now I went into the sauna and
She's silly now.
But did I not? Afterwards,
yogurt.
when I said what I said, and I walked away. And then I went in the sauna and I sat there and woosah. But he needed to catch that. You know, you don't just berate
That's how I be
people.
sometimes. Yeah, that's funny.
So it went from it went from that to I did the services for Hornsby for the seventh. Like the other kids started to get jealous. Like the seventh graders was like, well, when we gonna do it? So we started to swap out the groups of kids. So it was eighth grade this week, seventh grade that week, eighth grade this week. So we swapped them out. And then COVID happened. And I was like, oh, what am I going to do? I had literally just did my last session like maybe a week prior to them telling the kids that they couldn't come back to school anymore. Like, get your books, go home, it's over with. And so I went home and I was like, okay, God, what am I going to do now? Because I was prepared to just push and go, because my goal is to get into every school in Richmond County and Columbia County, Aiken County, Burke County. Just let me come and service the youth, because I know that what I have is valuable and that it can assist them. And a lot of these kids are angry, and COVID actually silenced a lot of them, and they don't know how to communicate. They don't know how to share how they feel. And so by giving them access to yoga and meditation and mindfulness, and just teaching them that everything that they really need is within them, and they just have to tap into it and figure out like how to tap into it. Like, if you're angry, anger can't exist if you're breathing. Like, if you're ever really angry, man, and you pissed off, take some deep breaths. They can't coexist together. Your body doesn't even operate that way. Like, if you mad and you be like it literally just takes everything and pushes it down. So
I probably do that already. I don't get mad though. So.
Or you can and just blast them.
Don't
Yeah,
do that.
I'm so joking.
Don't do that.
Hey, you never know if it's gonna get me to
Take that deep
Miami
breath
and
in.
stuff. I might do it. You know what I'm petty.
Don't do that. But yeah, it's been the opportunities opened up. So from there, I was like, all right, God, what I'm gonna do? And I shifted and I opened up my own shop.
I remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. So when I say I prayed about it, and I don't know if you've ever prayed and got a complete download like instantaneously, but instantaneously I got a complete download of what I should do. And God said, service my people's feet. And so when I was back home in Jersey, I used to do ionic detoxes. And so I continued to do the service, and it went very, very well. And then from the seed that I planted with doing the yoga for the kids in the school, the city of Augusta calls me. And I'm like, I ain't applied for no job with the city. And she's like, hey, you came highly recommended. The city is looking to kick off a mental health awareness movement for all of our employees. And you came highly recommended for yoga and meditation. And I was like, oh, really? Great. And so she called me like in May. And I was like, all right. So I just kept following up with the lady. Like every 2 months I would call her like, hey, are you guys still looking forward? Are you guys still doing the program? And one day I had a conversation with one of my best friends back home, Shoshana, shout out to Sho. And Sho was like, she works for the mayor of Newark. She is his senior communications analysis in Newark, right? And so she goes.
She's good too.
She's really good.
really good.
She's good.
Yeah.
So she goes, sis, city employees are wore out. COVID has did a number on us. She said, call that lady tomorrow. Because if what's going on in my municipality going on in hers, then people need some help. She was like, we're understaffed, we're overworked, everyone's working over hours, everyone's doing 2-3 jobs, call. And so I called the very next day, and the lady said, you know what, we just had a meeting about it. Can you come meet with me tomorrow? I was like, look at God. And I went. And I ended up having a contract with the city of Augusta, and I helped them kick off their mental health awareness movement for all of their employees for the municipality of the city of Augusta. That is a major accomplishment. This little black girl here
that's dope.
was able to supply services to all of the employees for the city of Augusta. And it was amazing because we had people coming in getting, like my massage sessions, when they put it out, it was booked.
Right.
Like it was booked. So it was definitely a great opportunity, and I'm super duper grateful. Shout out to the city of Augusta for allowing me that opportunity, and just know that I'm coming back. I'm bringing it in front of the commission because you guys need this service, because every time I see your employees out in the street, they stop me and ask me, so when my massage, where's the yoga? I'm like, I'm gonna get it back to you. So, to the city, the commissioners of Augusta, know that I'm coming back in front of you because your employees need this, and they deserve to have their mental health addressed so that they can show up and be the blessed employees that they can be, and so that you can not have so much turnaround and retain your employees so that they can do their jobs effectively.
Have you ever had a sound bath? Have you ever had a session with her with a
sound bath?
Like the wireless headphones?
Like a bath?
And a
Okay,
sound
so
bath?
a sound bath is a sound healing practitioner comes out.
Yeah.
Shout out to Taranda Wilson of Energy Vibration. She is my sound healing practitioner. She is the best. The energy that she brings when she walks in the room.
Who?
Taranda Wilson.
What else she do?
Taranda just does her sound baths.
Oh, okay, maybe.
But when I say
amazing,
it's
amazing.
It's an amazing
Sounds
experience.
Y'all worked together on something before?
Yeah, she's always worked with me. So she's one of my partners, and she comes out. I believe heavily in collaboration.
I see that.
Heavily in collaboration, because I feel like everyone has a gift, and like our partnership. Mm-hmm. Kim is good at certain things that I'm just like, whatever, Kim, whatever you say. You know what I mean? And then there's certain things that she may ask me, and I'm like, Kim, I don't think we should do it that way. Maybe we should do it this way. And we just flow along with each other. And I believe that collectively as a community, if we collaborate more, we can go further faster.
Very true.
I agree.
Because then I'm not trying to do what you do, and you're not trying to do what I do, because my personality isn't set up to do that.
Right.
I'm not about to, like, she does logistics, and she keeps like stats and all of this stuff. I just got the idea. You know what I'm saying?
And don't think about
none of the analytics.
I'm looking at the risk, the reward.
She go
the risk.
all 10,000 steps in.
I do.
I have the Kim, let's do this, and then she breaks it down, and then we go into whether
That's a good partnership, though. Everybody
it's a
need
great
that.
partnership, and so that's why.
For you, because she ain't gotta go. She can just say the idea. And
Listen, she be like, we should do this.
And she's like, but what if
what
somebody
about this?
catches an asthma attack, and what if they fall out? I'm like, all right, we'll just have them sign a waiver. She was like, no, Jamilah, they just can't sign a waiver. I'm like, well, whatever.
Just fix it. Let me know what you come up with. I got you.
Listen, and whatever
Work
she
your way around it.
whatever she say, I go along with it. I'm like, okay, because I know that that's her gift. It's not my gift. And so I really, truly believe in letting people operate in their authenticity. And if I could highlight your gift and we could work together and highlight each other, then it works. So that's how I do my sessions. So I come, I speak. My team, they're not big talkers. So they're not the people that's going to come in and be like, hey, give me the mic and let me talk. But I'm going to come in and be like, give me the mic and let me talk. Right. Let me talk to the kids. They come in, I introduce them, and they come in and they do what they do. And we all just flow so easily. Like even Delvin come in, he may not say about 10 words. He come in, he set up his equipment, he makes sure we good. You got all the headphones, it's on channel 3. And he out of there, you know what I'm saying? So I just believe in the beauty of collaboration. I believe that collaboration is the new currency. and that as a people, we need to stop seeing each other as competition and collaborating with each other with pure intentions on, I want to see you win, because when you win, I win. And so that I just really love it. But the sound bath,
I'm about to say, you gotta tell them about the sound bath.
the sound bath is an array of instruments. So your body is made up of water. So 70% water. So the frequencies of the instruments that she play moves the frequencies in your body. So like it aligns your chakras. It can help you release traumas. It can bring up traumas. It can help relax you. It's like so many different sounds. Like she has a ocean drum, and she take it and she twirl it like this. And if you close your eyes and if you're in a deep meditative state, you can feel like you are in the middle of the Atlantic Ocean by yourself. It's just beautiful.
It's an amazing
It's a beautiful experience.
It sounds good.
Like, and actually, it's actually when I go to the schools, it's the kids' favorite part. They're usually very intrigued by what was playing in the background, because at this point we got them laid out. They got the headphones on. They laid out, and she's playing these instruments and she's talking, and they like, yo, that was peaceful. When we get kids that fall asleep, be like, yes, we did our job. Because it's like a really tranquil experience. Like, go to YouTube and type.
You should film it and put it on YouTube.
We should.
Yeah, don't say go to YouTube. You should film it and put it on YouTube for yourself. Y'all should do that.
I mean,
that'd be dope.
I did one.
Y'all should film a session.
I did one session. What was that? September before last.
Once that we did Arts in the Heart.
I did a session. We had the headphones, and I did one session. And I woke up out of that session. It wasn't even a full session. It was like 30 minutes.
Right.
It was a 30-minute session. I woke up out of that session. I said, I can do anything. I got up and said, I can do anything.
And hit the ground running.
And hit the ground running. Nothing is out of my reach. I can do anything. I woke up from that thing and was just, and still haven't had a session since, but still living off of that.
You still feel it.
Still feel it, and still living off of, I can do anything that my mind wants to do in my creative space. I'm going to get it. I'm going to do it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to take it. And that was from one sound bath, a 30-minute session, not even a full, a 30.
It's life-changing.
It was a very good session. That young lady is amazing. Taranda, if you hear this,
phenomenal.
I need you to come on to the house, girl, so we can go ahead and get this going, because it was really great.
So how can somebody like get that kind of service from y'all?
Contact me. You can go to thesoulmarket.com and you can contact me and we can get you some services going.
Okay. And what about for the plus size, or not even plus size, just the Curva 2 athletic line?
Curva 2 athletic line is on. We're e-commerce, www.curva2.com. And you can hit me on my DM. A lot of people DM me and ask me a lot of questions. Go to the website, make your purchase. We'll ship it out.
So I wanted y'all to get all to speak on y'all level of like where y'all from and all that stuff and what y'all do. But I think that what I want to take from this the most is just collaboration. I'll use that word. Use it, collaboration.
Absolutely.
Because I think a lot of people, I'm assuming, I'm not saying I think, people I know, let's say from my experience, assume or feel that, especially in our culture, that Black women can't get along. It's always a competition. It's always, when you think of music, of course, that's one thing, right?
Yeah.
When you think of music, of course, it's common for everybody like Beyonce per se, but then somebody always say, well, this person seems better than Beyonce. It's another Black singer. Just pitting them. You always pit Black women against each other.
Right.
So it's a big deal for two Black women coming together to do an event, and this be talking about an event for the pink for the run I'm about to talk about.
Right.
But I'm thinking about just hearing y'all talk. Y'all been collaborating before this anyway.
I think that number one, I have in the past not been a big collaborator, and for those reasons that you outlined, the backbiting, the disloyalty. And then there's been times in my career as Curvitude Boutique, people have burnt me or tried to burn me. And then there's that part of me that is from East Orange, New Jersey, that is very closed off, that I don't, look, no, don't get close to me, too close to me, because I don't know you and I don't trust you. I think that me and Jamilah have known each other long enough in other ventures. And I didn't even see it. When you said we've been collaborating all the way, I didn't even really view it as collaboration.
Well, they call me an artist sometimes. I think I just do that picture for y'all.
I think, but now that you lay everything side by side, we have been collaborating and working together for a while on different things here and there.
Yeah, I think it's just genuine support.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I think
you don't
that's
see
really,
that a lot.
I think that's really
in our
where
culture.
it was rooted at, is support. Like, I remember going into Curvitude one day, telling them, like, I don't know if I'm going to continue to do wellness. And Kim poured into me. She was like, Jamilah, I've been doing business for so long. She was like, just stay at it, keep going. You got this. And so I think it's just really the core of our partnership is that we've
always been supportive
of
each other, period. So it wasn't like it wasn't a cold collaboration. Like somebody introduced me to her and suggested that we do this together because what she does and what I do. It wasn't that. It was a thought that I took to my sister about what I wanted to do. And my sister said, you know who would be really good at that, which you could collaborate with? Jay. And I said, okay.
She's not tall enough.
That's right, because rack 'em and stack 'em. No. I had to think about it for a minute. And I said, she does do wellness. And I said, yeah, okay, I'll reach out to her. We can make it happen. And when I talked to her about what the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo was about, what I was trying to do and how her being a part would really help me and enhance, she was 10 toes down from the get. She was like, I'm in. What we doing? Where we meeting? And there's, like she said, there's certain things that she does well that I don't. And her gift is attention to detail and noting things and making sure things are documented. And like we had the expo done in one meeting. I think you was at my house for about 6 hours.
Like 8 hours.
And then we did a whole, how's this going to go from beginning to end. She took those notes and took them home and typed them all up. And we had a blueprint on how everything was going to be done in a 6 to 8 hour meeting at my house. And it was just good to have somebody to collab with that was just as passionate as I was about doing what we were doing.
I think that it's a lot to be said with what y'all just said though, because me being in media, me being around this in the city for a while, I've known Jamilah for a little bit, and she's always tried to be collaborative with a lot of people, right?
Right.
It's not always necessarily successful as this might be, from what I'm hearing. But I also feel like it's a lot of other things. You mentioned you being passionate, her being passionate.
Right.
But I think it's something about like people being open to things changing, right? Or like you might have your own vision.
Mm-hmm.
Now you include Jamilah. The vision changed a little bit because she got her own vision as well.
Right.
But it's so you open to change. Some people that when you collaborate, they're not open to change. So they're like, instead of like, okay, we're gonna partner up, it's like, oh yeah, I hear you. I ain't calling her no more. She can stay where she at, And it's not that you don't like her, it's just like
right.
It's not collaborative. I'm not open to change. I'm not open to something being better because I got what I got. I want what I want, and my vision is this. Not that it's wrong or right, but sometimes that also starts to create tension amongst people that's working together because you like, yeah, I had it mapped out already. I didn't need you to come do this. I just wanted you for this. But y'all open to be like the yin and yang to each other, like things you're good at, you okay with letting her lead and vice versa. Even y'all talking. Right. I can see it then, like, okay, well, it's my turn. Okay, it's my turn. I seen it.
But there's a person that's not here that you're missing, and that's Shonda, who is like what would you call her? Like the Yeti. Like she
in the middle of it.
She's in the middle. Like she's not officially a part of the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo, but she is like, we have a circlehood, a sister circle. And in that, we talk about a lot of things. We share a lot of things. professional or personal, and we know each other pretty well, and we don't have a problem in this circle saying this was right and this was wrong, or you should do this or don't do that, or not because of any motive that I may have, but I want to see the best for you. And that is very hard to come by these days, when you have somebody that just genuinely gives a damn about you.
Right.
I don't need nothing from you. I don't want nothing from you. I want to see you win, because you win, I know you coming back for me. I win, I know. I'm going to New York Fashion Week. I'm going to Miami Swim Week. Boom, pack it up, you going. You know what I mean?
Dope,
I
yeah.
know that's just how it is. And to have a circle like that when I elevate, I'm bringing my girls with me. When she elevates, she's going to bring us with her. When Shonda elevates, Shonda is going to bring us with her. And you may not, when I say elevate, you may not physically see us two right there by her side like this. You might not see that, but you may see other ways that a connection, a plug, or a door that's opened that
Right.
might not have been open if not this person been in that situation.
Man,
and so many
listen.
doors have been opened amongst us three that we really have been the cornerstone for each other. So though Shonda is not here, physically here with us, she is always been a part of it. And so that's just how we roll. We elevate, she's coming with us one way or another. And that's just how we always have been. And it's been like that for years. I would say about years now. Unknowingly like that. Not trying to intentionally say to the other person, when I elevate, I'm bringing you with me. No, we don't have to say it.
It's just a natural
It's
thing
a
that
natural
happens.
thing that happens.
Like, I feel like when I got my contract with the city of Augusta, right? When I had a seat at that table, I said, they just don't know that I'm about to bring everybody with me.
That's how it
Like,
go.
they
That's
just
how it
don't
go.
know. Like, okay, y'all called me for yoga, but watch this. I'm about to go home and make up a plan for massage therapy, sound bath, yoga, meditation, everything.
Right.
And for me having a seat at that table, this one meeting, and I'm not going to call any business name out, but they were in need of a service. And the lady just put it out there, and she was like, hey, I'm looking for someone to do smoothies. She needed gift certificates for smoothies, because they were giving smoothies away, a part of their wellness bag to their employees, right? And so when she calls out this business name, I was like, well, I know somebody that do that. she was like, really? I was like, yeah, I can call her right now, and we can see if she'll be able to provide these services for you and make these certificates for you and provide your people with smoothies. And they're a local small business in Augusta. Mm-hmm. You may want to support them rather than supporting a franchise that's not in Augusta. And she was like, well, yeah, great. I just need the information. I need this done by the end of the day.
Very true.
I left out, hey, call this lady right here. Call her right now. Call her right now and tell her this is what she need. Click. Guess it ended up giving that business owner, I think $16,000.
Oh, wow.
Because I was at the table.
Really?
Yes.
Smoothies, huh?
Smoothies, because they purchased gift certificates for the whole municipality.
Dang.
So everyone that works for the city of Augusta got in a little Christmas bag a gift certificate to go and get a smoothie from this small business.
I know, right?
We need to get in the smoothie business.
I need to make a smoothie. I can make them.
I can make
For that
a
much
smoothie.
money? Yeah, I can make
I got
it.
one of them ninjas at home.
I use my wrist if I have to.
Well, this particular business can offer smoothies or cold pressed juices. So I was like, well, this person can offer them. If they're not a smoothie person, they can get a cold pressed juice.
You didn't hear him. He said handmade smoothies.
I make them my wrist if I got to.
You're going to be doing that for a long time.
I don't care.
What you need? Strawberry, banana. Hold on.
There we go. I go buy the banana if I have
You
to.
got 20 minutes.
But I mean, it's
16,000.
things like that, right? That we should do for each other. If I have a seat at the table, you at the table, whether you present or not present.
Yeah.
If I know that it's a service that you provide, that someone is telling me they're in need of, and I can plug you in, baby, I'm plugging you in.
But that's not for everybody.
No, that's not. I mean, you gotta have.
But we gotta have that. You gotta have that.
I mean, this is the people that's in my circle.
Circle in the circle.
These are the people that I know support me, that
Absolutely.
I can support them.
Absolutely.
Not just anybody. And I'm not putting my name, my face card on the line for anybody.
Not the face card.
Not the face card, because the face card got to be good at all times. You need to be able to swipe that motherfucker. Hey,
She said face
the
card.
face card got to be good. The face card to get you in places that other places can't.
Amen. Amen.
I'm telling you.
I don't have
You do have a face card.
I just stay
Kim.
home. I stay home.
She got a face card.
Stay home.
I know my face card is good though. That's all I know. It may get us in some places that you be like, huh, I ain't know we could. Yep, we in there. Let's go.
I know we talk about the collaborative effort though, but
Right.
I wanted to talk about next week. So you got the pink 10K run.
Yes.
All right.
We out here doing big things in Columbia County. Yes.
What is that like? And what is it like? What does it signify?
The Columbia County. Okay, so it is the Columbia County Health, Wellness, and Fitness Expo, nonprofit 501c. Incorporated. I'm sorry. See.
501.
Walking for a cure.
Just go ahead and take
It's
it.
the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo Incorporated 501c3. We are a nonprofit organization, and the core mission of our nonprofit is to encourage health, fitness, and wealth in Columbia County. Just simple as that in our name. That can be from childhood obesity. That can be to having kids open out playing in the open air with Camp Unplugged. We'll talk about that later. It can be anything from doing a breast cancer run to a health expo, and that's what we're doing this go round, October 28th. We are doing our inaugural, because people that say first annual, that doesn't sound good. I got ripped into one time for saying our first annual. And it's like, don't say first annual, it's your inaugural. I said, okay, inaugural. An inaugural breast cancer run, 10K run. It's going to be at the Evans Town Center. And it's going to be a health expo as well. So we're not just having you come and run and wear your pink and run. We come wear your pink, you run, get your health check, get some screenings, get some education going. We have stuff out there for the kids. We're going to have this big, huge mermaid bouncy house and a castle house out there for the kids. Mm-hmm. And we're just excited about this effort that we're doing here. This is really a big thing for us. We just got our 501c3 in June. And so to actually step out and do something like this and be very aggressive with it.
And this is October 28th. This is next week.
Yes.
Next Saturday, next Saturday.
It says run time 9:30 a.m.
Yes.
But it also says 8 a.m. on there.
Registration.
Registration,
Gotcha.
8 a.m.
Okay.
Run time, 9:30.
I'm making sure, because it'd be a bunch of walks and stuff. And I remember talking to somebody the other day, and they was like, we got here at 7. They ain't start walking to 10. I didn't know. So I'm making sure everybody knows.
Oh, no, because we're going to have some things beforehand. We're going to have
It's more than a walk. It's more than just a run.
Yeah, it's an expo. It's a
deeper
health,
than just a
wellness,
run.
and fitness expo as well.
Yeah, it's more than just that, right?
So I know when you text me, when you messaged me and I told you to text me and you sent the picture, right?
Yep.
So I asked, I was like, how many people? Because I see 4 people on the thing, but I guess these not people y'all know.
No, that's a flyer I made up.
I'm done.
I didn't know. I'm like, all right. She said, I said
Get
4.
your
I said,
friend.
God damn.
Get your friend. We're going to have Evanstown.
I only
Center
got
for
4
people.
mics and one of them
It's
is mine.
graphics, sir. Graphics.
It's the
Graphics.
graphics.
Sir.
Yeah, but I ain't know, man. You
It's
know,
I
okay.
see. I appreciate you asking.
I was like,
Did he
man,
just say
1,
4
2,
people?
3. I said, who are these people? I don't know none of them. That's why when you said, you was like, oh, me and Jamilah, I said, well, I know Jamilah, so it's fine. I just have to tell her. I'll pull to the
See
side.
that face card you was talking
face
about?
card.
The
I'm
face
telling
card
you,
you was
there you
talking
go.
about. And
There you
thus,
go.
and thus.
There you go. I was like, damn, who is this? I'm like, I know this. I'm thinking you the one in the middle. I'm like, this must be the girl in the middle.
Child.
I didn't. When people messaged me, you messaged me on Murder Masters. I don't respond to those.
Oh, okay.
So that's why when you
said text
messaged
it to me, you said text it
That's
to
why
me
I text.
afterwards.
Yeah, 'cause
Yeah, I
like,
appreciate that because I'm glad you didn't ignore it.
yeah, I was like, okay, black woman. I mean, all right, you know. I was like, sometimes I don't respond.
I appreciate it though because sometimes people don't respond, you know. But
why you just didn't say nothing to me? Why you didn't respond?
Because she came to me afterwards and she was like,
okay. I'm like, that was weird.
you know about more than a Masters podcast? I was like, yeah. I actually told her that we should come here after we do the run.
Okay.
And she was like, but why we can't go before? And then this is one of the things that I just was like, you say we're gonna do it, we're gonna do it.
Yeah, I think it went pretty well. I don't think.
Yeah, I think
Yeah.
that this has been a great interview.
Yeah, I had fun.
It wasn't what. Well, let me tell you, she kind of inspired a little bit too, for me to like go a little deeper than what I was doing, because earlier you brought up, drop the disc, and I was like, well, you know what? And we was talking about passion versus business. And I was
Right.
like, well, I would like showing it. It's one thing to say, but I like to show it as well too.
Absolutely.
Some people in the city, it's other good podcasts in the city too, and they one of them. But everybody do their own different things. So sometimes people got time limit. They like only 60 minutes, okay, 30 minutes, because business wise, it's not lucrative for them to go any longer than that.
I love this. I
To
feel
me,
like
it's on passion,
I feel like
yeah.
I'm like on Joe Budden podcast because
I'll take that.
I
like
love-
Joe
I
Budden.
love-
He inspired me to do this too.
I
Yeah.
love. That's my favorite podcast ever. Joe and Ish and Ice and
So you're
Melissa.
enjoying your first time on the podcast?
I am on
See?
podcast, but
Yeah,
you know
see?
what? I am very I'm enjoying myself. I'm having a great time, and I'm laughing and kikiing. But I'm also in my mind saying, "Watch that mic, because you know how you get. Because I can get real beep 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 beep."
No, you came to the right
No, but
podcast
she's
for the first podcast though.
she just overthinks, and she's good. I feel like Kim is over. You got to see. We have been doing press for the last
2
2
weeks.
weeks. We have been on every news station in Augusta
Twice.
We were just on WJBF this morning with Sean Cabbage Stalk this morning.
That ran.
That had to run this morning. It ran this morning.
Oh wow.
So
I
we
seen
had,
the Carlton one.
yeah, we did Carlton.
We did Carlton.
We did Parade of Quartets. We did The Morning Mix. We've done Fox.
Yes.
We have been on everything. So yeah, she's good. But that's why you just see me say, "You take it."
She did a great job too. I'm not gonna lie, I thought that was gonna have to be like a 10-minute clip of the, but how she did, I was like, oh wow, she did it.
Phenomenal. She been killing it. She been killing
I did
it.
what?
Talk about
Talking?
yeah, just you ran through the whole flyer like without looking at it, and you just ran through it.
Because we've been doing this for 2 weeks, and she been killing it.
We've been
Like,
talking for 2 weeks. We have a plan, so it's more or less when you get in the window of press time. So I think the way that me and Jay work, there is a lot of behind the scenes leading time, prep time of everything that we're doing. And I'm a backwards planner. That's the military taught me how to backwards plan. So if I have the date of what we're doing, when we lock the date, time, and location, that's all I need. I'm
That's
backwards
it.
planning from where we are to that date. And at a certain point in time, you have to hit that press. You got a window. They're not going to care 30 and 40 days out. They don't care. When you hit that 3-week window, they care. They want to hear about it. They want to talk. They want to talk to you about it. And so we are very intentional about press. When I'm talking to Shonda, I'm talking to Jay, it's like, it's press time. It's press. It's all we're going to do. We got to do press. And so that's what we have been.
Can you show me a sweater?
Oh,
Your fight
your
is
fight is our
fight.
fight. Yeah, so that's our shirt for the run. We're having white tees. Everybody will get a white tee.
I like that sweater. That's
And then
dope.
on the back, thank you. And on the back of the T-shirts, it has the logos of everybody who has sponsored us, the vendors or people have donated, contributed, or have worked with us in one way or another that was equal to, like case in point, we had our friend Dwayne, who's with Few 6365, which is a great organization out here in Augusta, and he did our commercial that's running on Fox 54 for us. So he did the commercial and put everything together, and we didn't have to do anything. I did the voice, and then that was it. So that's a really expensive thing to do. So we put his logo on the back because he definitely supported us.
That's dope.
So those type of things like that, and it just works. Like you say this is what you're gonna do, and we're gonna backwards plan to get to it, and then we just do it. Jay is more or less I know somebody that know somebody that knows somebody.
She's the conduit.
She does. She knows she's like always 2 to 3 degrees away from somebody. Aren't you like 3 degrees, 3 people away from Jay-Z? Mm-hmm. Yeah, like stuff like that. Like, I know somebody that works for him over at such and such. You'd be like, really?
I actually really do know somebody that.
I know. That's what I'm saying. I know you told me at one point you got like she's.
Yeah, one of my friends, her cousin works, does PR for Jay-Z.
Hey, there you go. See what I'm saying? She's always 2 to 3 steps away from somebody. Shaquille O'Neal.
I don't know nobody.
But she mentioned the mayor earlier. Like, you got a friend that worked for the mayor of New
Mayor
Jersey.
Newark.
Yeah, Newark. So.
Oh yeah,
So
that's
you
my
always know
best.
somebody.
Yeah, my best friend. She's very close to the mayor.
That's dope.
Corey Booker.
I'm sure she knows Cory Booker.
See, that's what I'm saying.
I seen him on Breakfast Club one time. Corey Booker. Corey Booker, who ain't that?
Cory Booker was the mayor of Newark back in the day, and now is he the senator?
Senator.
Yeah, he's something. I know. I've seen him online a lot.
He's senator in New Jersey.
When I follow the politics up there.
Is he?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Cory Booker was like, when he was the mayor.
He busting.
Do you know that he went and moved himself into the hood?
He did a documentary.
Like the hood, like.
The hood.
The hood.
Yeah, he
like
down there
shout out to him because I wouldn't have did it.
Yeah, I'm not.
And then he was getting up and taking jogs in the morning through the hood. Like Cory, he had balls.
Yeah. So Jay knows some of everybody in Augusta. So if I say that, we need to get, like I said, we need water. I said we need water. I can put on my page. And can we get people to donate water? Crickets. You put it on Jay's page. Hey, yo, we need some water donated for this event. Help us out. And then how many people said they would give us cases of water? Like 10 to 15 people?
Yeah, it was a lot.
It was a lot of people say, count my business and count me in. Jay just has that connection, and everybody, like you said, everybody sees her out on the street. Me, I'm more, I guess, behind the scenes. Even though I'm quiet behind the scenes, I'm more. And I'm a mom. I'm a mom to a 7-year-old. Jay's daughter, Yanni, damn near runs everything in the house, and she's very independent.
Very independent.
So, I'm a mom, a wife, and, those are my, when I'm home, I'm doing that. And so that kind of occupies a lot of my time outside of Curvitude Athletics, doing stuff behind the scenes for that. So Jay is more.
But my personality is,
yes.
I am definitely influenced. I want to say flight attendant, but then they may not understand what I'm saying. But I am very flighty. Like I am very, you know how a flight attendant is really welcoming? Mm-hmm. And she, you would never get on a plane and the flight attendant was like, welcome to Delta. You'd be like, this bitch need a new job. Like you need somebody that's perky and that's always, and that's me. That's my natural personality. And people kind of just really flock to me and they just take to me. And I just really just show up as myself. And
that's so not me. I'm RBF all day.
RBF?
No.
Oh,
RBF.
I got you. Resting.
Yeah, I got a resting face.
I got you.
I got a resting face. People tell me that all the time, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm 51. It ain't gonna change. It is what it is. But you got to get to know me. Once you get to know me, people always assume that I'm mean.
And she is funny as hell.
Yeah, you didn't come up as mean, but I guess it depends how you meet a person.
But some people think that I'm mean, and I'm not mean. That's just.
It's just a Jersey person.
It's just that.
I get the same thing though.
No, you don't.
I do. I
never heard nobody say Jay is mean.
I had a guy in Publix. I was in Atlanta, and I was standing in the line. I was standing thinking that I have everything that I needed for this shrimp and grits, and the guy said, damn, why you look so mean? You look like you'll rob your damn self. I was like, damn.
He probably was trying to talk to you, though.
I was like, rob myself.
Yeah, he trying to holler at you.
But I was like, but you know when you like deep in thought? I was really deep in thought, and I was standing there probably looking like. So yeah, I've been told that I don't look friendly.
No, I always get that.
I can't see it.
I always get that.
You always seem friendly to me, so I don't know.
I always get that. There's no question, but I always get that.
I could see it more for you than me, but
well, damn.
I know, right? What was that about? What the?
You just said I was just agreeing with you.
You agree. But I always get that. Even people that talk to people that know me, they're like, "How you kind of cool with her? She seems like she's so mean." And most of the people think it's me that's the mean one. Actually, somebody, I ain't gonna say their name. It's somebody else that's in our circle.
But she funny.
I'm more comedic.
Yeah, you seem like you more like
I'm more comedic.
Yeah.
Funny.
I'm comedic. I'm the joke giver. I'm the joker. But
funny as hell.
My jokes are not for the public.
Y'all, I was just sick, y'all. Let me tell you, this heifer. So I'm sick. I pick up the video because she likes the video, right? And I'm like, before I put the camera up to my face, I said, Kim, don't laugh, right? Kim, don't laugh. because I look like, okay. I put the camera to my face. She go, damn. You look like you got hit by a ShopRite truck. Who the fuck did it? We going to get him. Da, 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 da. And I was like, Kim, not right now. I don't feel good. And she is crying, laughing to the point that I'm crying, laughing because she laughing so hard. And I'm like, yo, why you play so much? You just play too much. She was like,
I couldn't stop.
you look real bad. You look fucked up. That's what you look.
I couldn't stop.
She couldn't stop, and she just laughed, and then I ended up in the hospital. Then she felt bad.
I felt bad because the next time I did a FaceTime with her,
now I'm in the hospital.
She got on her scrubs, and I was like, "Oh, you in the hospital for real?"
Oh, so you did feel bad,
and I was still laughing. I was like, "I'm so
still
sorry."
laughing.
But the thing was that when she brought the camera up.
My hair was crazy.
It went like this, and I was like, "Ooh."
But that's how you know. That's how you know you pass friendship and you like in a sisterhood because your friend will be like, "Oh man."
Nah, she just feel like,
God,
you look crazy.
I said all that, but I was
Nah,
laughing.
she laughed first.
I was laughing when I said it though.
Nah,
I was like, "You alright?"
Nah,
like, for real.
she laughed first.
I did.
That's
I
funny.
laughed for minutes. Minutes. It was minutes. It wasn't like no quick shit. It was Crunchville.
And everywhere we go, we always end up like we was on Carlton's show, and we doing Carlton's show, and he doing the intro, and me and her still sitting
We
there joking.
talking. He said, "Y'all can't be talking when I'm talking." We was like, "Oh,
my
sorry."
bad, my bad.
That's funny. That's Carlton too. I can see him saying like,
Shout out Carlton. We had fun with Carlton.
We definitely
had
did.
fun with
But
him.
yeah, we definitely have a good time wherever we go. I think it's just a Jersey girl vibe though, that we could just really rock with each other and not take offense. Because some people probably would take offense to some of the shit we really say to each other.
Yes.
But it is what it is.
I definitely use call. That's the only one I watched. I watched it this morning. I meant to watch it on Friday because I'm gonna be at talk on Friday.
Right.
I said I'll watch it before to see how I wanted to do it. And I know, like I said, so a lot of entities is on time restraint. So
Right.
you got 10, you got 15 minutes, whatever you got.
We were in and out, yeah.
Yeah. So I watched it. I said, okay, well, cool. I know how I want to tackle mine just off that. Cause me and Carlton had a podcast together for years. We had Fire Nice
I like him.
Yeah,
He's super sweet.
it was good. It was
Yeah,
on
yeah. On 520 Radio and everything. On
Round Here
520
Radio, right?
Yep.
Yeah, that's when Round Here Radio was popping.
Yeah,
We all had shows on Round Here Radio.
Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, you sure did. Yeah, I remember that.
DJ Swag, Round Here Radio.
Yep. He got his own like internet radio. And
wow.
he had shows at the time. I still always do my own show. We just sent it to him. But I think Jamilah, I would go up to his studio and stuff like that. And yeah, with Carlton, we was on Fire Nights. With like 2 years, we did like 100 some episodes. We got like 120 episodes of Fire Nights. Me and him just.
Where are they at now?
It's on SoundCloud. Back then we wasn't doing video. We got 3 video episodes, but everything is audio because podcasts had transformed to just kind of doing video. But at the time we only did audio, and it was 2 hours. Yeah, we had a few deals. We was in North Carolina radio. We was on 520, and then we was on Right Radio too, and then my SoundCloud. So. It was a good little thing. So I had a lot of training before I started this interview on my own. Like I had a lot of training and stuff. So Carlton was definitely a major impact on that.
Yeah, he's great.
Well, you definitely inspired me to think about because a
You
couple
got a
of years
voice.
back.
You got a voice to do this shit. I was gonna say that. You got a voice to do
thank
this
you.
shit.
Well, thank you very much. Thank you very much. No, no, but I was thinking about it. Like we was talking about that a couple of years back. Me and Shauna was gonna do something. But I mean, I don't know where the time would be.
You just gotta go for it. Ain't no right time. You
Yeah,
just
she-
gotta
Ain't
do it.
never the
Yeah.
right time.
You just
'Cause
gotta
you
go
never know,
for it
like-
and execute and do it.
The good thing about what I noticed from both of y'all stories too, which you got in common, is both of y'all just started something. Y'all just did something like for a reason, but the reason wasn't to be in business. It was just more so like, I feel this way about this. I want to do this.
Yeah.
I feel this way about this. I want to do it. And it kind of blossomed into what it blossomed into for y'all to be lucrative and for y'all to be
Yeah.
pioneers and just doing stuff in the community.
But it's
So,
never. It's a lot of people will assume sometimes they see, and especially with Curvature Boutique, I still get people asking me for clothes and things like that, and the perception is, and for some people, they think, oh, you in business, you got money. Oh, you've had a business. Look at you, got your home brick and mortar. You got money. No, fool, because you got to pay people.
Yeah.
You got to pay people to watch your store. You got to pay for the rent for that store. They think you paying yourself first. You're last on the list, and what's ever left out of all of that.
People in business, I think people automatically assume, even where I work at, like, you assume, if I say, hey, we did $1 million last week, you ain't thinking about payroll. You ain't thinking about when stuff gotta get broken or get fixed. You ain't thinking about people get hurt. You got to pay their medical bill. There's so much stuff that come out of that million that by the time, like, it's I forgot the word for it, but the actual number you make is really
the bottom
small.
line, when you get to that bottom line, it's like,
really small.
Here you go.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Right.
Wow.
Yeah. You don't know all the things you got to pay until you see how much you took from what you actually probably made. So
Exactly. And so, I've in Curvitude, we've had our ups and downs, and it seemed like I had to start over every couple of years. Like I moved from one spot to another spot. Then Soleil came in and they bought the building, and then it was like it was abrupt. It wasn't you got a year. It was like your lease ends in November, and it was like I think August or something like that. Yeah, you got to figure out what you're gonna do.
Yeah, pivot.
You got to pivot. That's just been my whole mantra of business. It had been pivoting, and then I had to go back out on Broad Street and find another place on Broad Street, and I ended back up in 908, and then being there for so long, and then you gotta get your people. It's like anytime you move, you're gonna experience a 20% loss because people are accustomed to you being right here. Even if right here and right here is 4 doors down, it doesn't matter. You gotta point them in a direction. You got to advertise all over again. It's like you got to almost start over to a certain degree to get your followers to hit, hey, you guys, I know you're following me over here, but follow me over here. And so when I closed and then have to pivot to athletic wear and then swimwear, I still have people asking me for dresses to.
That's dope.
Like, yeah, but they don't. Some people didn't follow me on the pivot.
Yeah.
Then some people are not going to follow you on your journey. They're going to go with you, but so far. Customers that I had were customers, faithful, loyal customers that I know you coming through the door. You about to help me with this Georgia Power bill because I know you going to spend. But then when you make a pivot, everybody's not going to pivot with you. Everybody's not going to shift with you. And you have to be able to say, okay, I'm losing over here, but I'm opened up over here. In hindsight, looking back, closing the boutique was probably the best thing for me because it opened me up to be able to do this right here. It opened me up to spend more time with my family. I homeschool my daughter as well, so it opened me up to be able to have more time to teach her. It opened me up to be able to take care of a lot of things that if I was constrained to that brick and mortar, I might not have been able to do. Or I would have had to pay additional people, and you talk about that payroll, pay somebody to be there to sell at the store. But this opened me up to Miami Swim Week. This opened me up. New York Fashion Week was a 2-week notification that I would not have been able to do if I had that brick and mortar. It was a, hey, you want to do this? I got an opportunity for you. Someone in New York, a PR person in New York that I couldn't afford to keep. I couldn't afford to keep her as my publicist because she was getting expensive. So I had to part ways with her. We parted ways well. I paid her whatever I owed her, but I said after this, we got to kind of part ways. But she always looks out for me. She said, I like what you're doing and I'm going to look out for you. And she called me within like 2 weeks of a show. Hey, got a show. Do you want to do it? This is how much it costs to get in. Do you want to do it? I said, yeah, I want to do it. And then it was within 2 weeks. Oh, it's in 2 weeks. No, you need to be here next week because you got to do fittings and this, and this. If I had the store, I would not have been able to do that.
Couldn't do it.
I wouldn't have been able because I would have had to close the store. What would the risk would have been? Me closing the store over here and losing revenue over here for something that you don't know what this is over here. But I didn't have to worry about that. I packed my stuff.
I guess some things gotta happen for other things to happen. So I hear that a lot. So sometimes that happens so that can happen for you.
Exactly. And then bringing it all back full circle to Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo. If I had not had the athletic line that was birthed out of a pivot from pandemic from a dude, a deacon who berated me. Thank you, sir.
Jamilah's friend.
Jay's friend. Thank you.
I had to throw that out there. You know what I'm saying? Hey, look, hold on. It gotta be a friend because she ain't said nothing.
She ain't gonna drop that name because she know his name. She know his name, but she ain't gonna drop it.
Jamilah been quiet. Every time you say somebody's name, she be quiet.
She get real chirpy, right? Chirp, chirp.
She look down and everything.
Chirp, chirp. She look sideways because she know who that mofo is.
Her hands start moving a little bit.
She know who he is.
I'm gonna tag him when I post his wife.
Don't do that. Don't do that.
I don't know no deacon. Trust me.
I don't know no deacon. So
no, she know who he is, but it's cool.
Just let him be the deacon.
He the deacon.
Just let him be the deacon.
The deacon doing that is kind of crazy.
Because if I ever find that church,
the deacon doing that is kind of wild though. But it's all good.
In the church, deacon at the church. He a deacon. He ain't a deacon. He ain't just called deacon for nothing. You just don't nickname nobody deacon. That's a position.
Hey,
House of the Lord.
Hey, look, man, we gotta stop talking about Jamilah's friend, man. Let's leave him
Don't
alone,
talk about
man.
that. Don't talk about
her friend,
the gentleman, the deacon.
The deacon that we will
Just
call
know
him.
that the deacon helped you birth something beautiful.
Thank you, deacon.
And
I would like to
thank you.
thank you
Shout out to
personally.
him
Me and
again.
mine would like to
again.
thank you personally. Come through.
That's it.
Come through.
Send his wife something.
Oh, he got a wife.
Now was that mouth.
Girl, don't do that. But at any rate, it was those things led up to the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo. And that was really birthed out of a conversation from a woman at a gym. She liked my athletic wear. And we just got to talking. And she said, it would be awesome if we had some things like that to kind of display wellness and fitness and stuff in here. And I said, it sure would. Sure would. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we great for ideas.
And I went and picked it up and ran with it. And the first one we did in March really went well.
It was packed.
It was packed and it was over more than what we expected. And it was a great event. It was greatly needed. Dr. Bowman, I don't know who Dr. Bowman is. He's a cardiologist here in the area.
One of the top cardiologists.
Heard the name.
Top
cardiologist.
Well renowned.
Yes.
Gave us his time and his team and did the cardiac scans on people's necks. And it was just amazing. And it just kind of, once we finished that, we was like, yeah, let's go. And I said, let's make this official. With first one we did, was just want to see what we can do. Then I said, let's make it official. Let's get that 501c3.
We got a lot planned for it.
Yeah.
Columbia County. It's going to be great. Great stuff.
Absolutely. Talking
about to
camp.
say that word.
I know. We have like, just one of the things we thought of is Camp Unplug. And that is going to happen next summer.
Sunday.
Next summer, it's going to be 1 week. Not the whole summer, Jamilah. 1 week.
Well, we agreed.
1 week.
Camp Unplugged.
Camp Unplugged.
We want the kids to unplug from their devices, unplug from the TV, unplug from your phone, come out and get active, come outside and play, learn how to read labels on your food, learn how to probably maybe cook and do some athletic stuff outside. Just come and be active, come and be children. Yeah. You know, when I was a kid, we would go home. If you had to do your homework, I did my homework at school because I wanted to go outside.
Yeah, me too.
And when you came in, you took your school clothes off. You put your play clothes on.
Bring back play clothes.
You dropped that book bag down, and you was outside until when the street lights came on, and then that's when it was time for you to come in the house. We need to bring that back to our kids because 49% of our children are obese.
Tell them drop that number on them, girl.
49% of our children have diabetes, and the food that our children are eating, parents. Come a little closer to the camera. Please stop feeding your children Takis. Please stop feeding your children a whole bunch of processed foods. When you go to the grocery store, shop the outside aisles first. That's where your fresh things are. That's where the things that can go bad are. That's where the things that are not highly processed are. The closer you get to the middle of the grocery store is the closer you get to all of the junk. If you ever go in a grocery store and realize that when you get to the middle out of the grocery store, that is probably where all of the junk is. All of the snacks, the cakes, the chips, the juice, all of that stuff is in the middle of the store. Please feed your children fresh vegetables. And if your palate hasn't been exposed to it, please don't do the disservice of not sharing that with your kids. I was in a grocery store one day and a little girl was looking at some raspberries. And her mom was like, "Those are nasty."
Oh,
and
wow.
I looked at her and I was like, "Have you ever had a raspberry before?" And she was like, "No." I was like, "So how do you know that it's nasty?" She was like, "I don't." I was like, don't limit your child's palate to something that you weren't exposed to.
Very true.
So definitely.
You knew that person?
Nope. I say what I want to say to people. If you don't like it, you don't like it. If you want to see me, I mean,
I don't know. We might rule after all.
no,
that was a little crazy.
Yeah, I said it in the nicest way I could.
Say crazy.
I can't imagine that.
See.
No, but I always
Have you tried a raspberry?
Yeah, like, have you ever had a raspberry?
Have you tried these?
You know what I'm saying?
But
Like,
I
what?
said it in a nice way, but I mean, if she didn't like it, she could have said she didn't like it, and it is what it is. I mean, because you can't see it, so it is what it is. But anyway, yeah, expose your children to foods that are outside of your daily palate. Like, it cringes me when I go into the grocery store and I can look in the mom's cart and everything is in a box, and then they got the Kool-Aid juices, and they got the pizzas, and they got the TV dinners, and they got chips, and they got cookies, and they got the little candies, and then you wondering why this little can't focus because of what you're feeding this child. You are feeding this child nothing but sugar. When your body takes food inside, it processes it and breaks it down into sugar. And so you wonder why the child can't focus. The child can't focus because you gave them 10 bags of Takis throughout the whole week.
Oh, you know what it is.
That's red dye 40.
So I could tell you, anti-Takis, no Takis.
Man, blue chips. They have blue chips. They are blue and red. That is dye. No, you cannot eat those.
Takis.
No Takis.
So if you're in a grocery store and you see a parent buying their kids Takis, are you gonna take the Takis back out there?
No, I mind my business with. I mean, in that situation with the raspberries, the little girl was really, really innocent about it, and she really looked like she wanted to try it. And the way that her mom was like, no.
But what if the kid really want the Takis? What you gonna do?
I mean, I don't say nothing because those kind of parents, you can't tell them.
Those kind of yo, you.
Sometimes in some
situations you got to be able to. I have a discerning spirit. I know who I can say something to and who I can't.
Okay, that makes sense. That makes more sense.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. And I felt like this was a younger mother in the store with her daughter, and the way that I approached it, it didn't come off as harsh as it
didn't
probably
sound like the story.
Huh?
It didn't sound like the story, like how it came off.
Yeah, I'm sure the energy that I gave her wasn't exactly but that's exactly what the hell I said. But
see what I'm saying?
I didn't present that energy to her.
So most of the time when we start talking about parents, most of us are just doing what we can or what we know worked for us. So when we're growing up, I ate Doritos on a butter roll. You know, I'm still here. You know, sometimes we just need to educate ourselves on what's the best route to feeding and taking care of our kids. Now that there's more documentaries out there, there's one on Netflix called Poisons, talking about vegetables and how to get E. coli and things of that nature. There's a lot of things there's out there now to educate you that we didn't have when we were coming up and our parents didn't have. That gives you a better choice. You got better options and better choices. And like Jay was saying, to shop the outskirts of we didn't learn that when we was growing up. I didn't know nothing about that when my mama was carrying me to shop right. And I'm sure she didn't know either about shopping the outskirts of the supermarket. But there's so much education and information out here nowadays that to help our parents make informed decisions. And so when we go back to Camp Unplug is not about trying to convert your child into anything. It's about just getting our kids outside, outdoors, so that they can get from in front of the screens, keep from in front of their phones and on the iPads and the tablets, just to get back to playing games and being outside, exhausting some of that energy that they don't have an opportunity to get out. All along the way, of course, we're going to talk about eating right, drinking water, and being healthy. Of course, we're going to talk about, moving your body in at least 30, 40 minutes a day and, stuff like that. Of course, we're going to we have one of my daughter goes to Taekwondo at Mr. Kim's down by Stars and Stripes, and they've agreed to even come one of the days to do a demonstration on Taekwondo and to do mini classes for the kids so that they can learn some moves and do different things. That's what we're offering. I'm not trying to we're not trying to convert nobody's child to be no vegetarian or vegan or anything. If you just giving exposure, you want to eat chicken, go for it. But there's a better way to eat chicken besides it, and of course we're looking for sponsors and donors for that as well as we start approaching into the next year. We'll probably start planning that at the top of the year. But that's just the goal of it all. And in me saying that this would be a great idea, I'm not saying that you won't catch a chicken nugget in my daughter's mouth, or some chips.
I mean, with everything there's balance.
Right, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying that when you walk in my home that we completely vegetables and fruits all over. That's all we eat. And we just like totally eating well and this because I'm fluffy and you can look and tell that I eat. So I'm not gonna say you can look and tell that I put it down. But I'm not saying that. I'm saying that even in all of that, I can look and recognize that our children, and more of COVID, if you do studies, there's a lot of studies that are after COVID, that more children after COVID are more inside. Now, you see them outside playing. You see a lot of kids outside playing, but you also see a lot of kids inside. And they don't go out, they're playing video games or they're in front of the screens.
They really need to unplug.
They need to unplug. And that is for all of our children, to get them back out and just to have a good time. And we plan on making it fun from Monday to Friday.
I'm looking forward to Camp Unplug.
We're really going to make it a great experience for all the kids who come, and we're just looking to partner with.
We may need to do an adult unplug too.
Well, that's. But we're looking.
If the parents unplug, they'll be paying more attention to their children.
I don't want.
Yeah, it's a lot of programs that y'all talked about or that are out there can be for parents as well.
You know what? I really think that there needs to be like parent resource centers and parent support groups, and they really need to be like, they're really, really, really heavily needed right now, because I think a lot of parents are going through a lot of struggles, and with a lot of moms being single moms and having a lack of support and lack of a village. And with the economy going on, and with just everything, with just life in general right now in 2023, a lot of people are emotionally overwhelmed and need support, like really, really, really need support. And I'm brewing on something to do for the moms and the parents, because we just really need each other at this very time time in the world right now. Is really, really much so, very much so needed.
Well, I think to add on what you said, I think that's a good idea, but I also feel like some parents probably need to look out and see if there are programs out there too, because I think sometimes we don't look for it, and it could be out there. One specifically catered to that person's experiences or whatever, and they just don't. Sometimes we don't do our research.
Absolutely. It's a lot of programs in Augusta, and I'm going to shout out Angela Bakos from Resource Augusta. If you are in Augusta, go to Resource Augusta on Facebook, or go and look up Angela Bakos, and her last name is spelled Bakos. She has every resource that there is in Augusta on her platform. If you need anything, you can reach out to Angela Bakos, and she is going to have
awesome to know.
A connection to somebody that knows someone that can get you assistance. She is absolutely phenomenal. She just had a conference in September, and she's really, really good. So there's a lot of resources available for the
one we missed. That she had like 400 people at
400 local organizations,
nonprofits in the local businesses.
400.
Yes.
That's a lot.
Yeah, resources in Augusta. They are here. If you need the resources, please reach out to her and make it known that you need help. And please don't be too prideful to say that you need help. It doesn't make you less than. We all need help. We all need assistance at times. I've reached out to Resource Augusta because I needed help. So definitely, if you need the assistance, please reach out to Angela Bakos and get the assistance that you need. It takes a village. It takes a community, and we have to be able to be open and vulnerable enough with each other to help each other.
Yeah, that's dope. On that note, I want y'all to, before we get out, I want y'all to say where they can find y'all again and y'all websites and stuff too.
Okay. So I am Jamilah Dukes. That is JamilahDukes. You can find me on Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok, all under Jamilah Dukes. And then you can also find my business at The Soul Market on Facebook, Instagram, and Facebook. My website is www.thesoulmarket.com. I will give y'all my number, but y'all may call me too much, so I'm not going to give y'all my number. But you can go to... You can go to www.thesoulmarket.com, and you can contact me, and my email is thesoulmarketaug. The abbreviation is for Augusta because I plan on expanding it outside of Augusta at gmail.com. And it would be my absolute pleasure to service you in any way that I could.
All right.
So what did you say? Do again?
Oh, just get the rundown. I heard you. Where to find you, how to find you.
Okay,
your
okay.
website.
I'm sorry because I had a moment.
Just
there.
Your contact information. You know
okay. I had a moment. I was listening to you, but then
you was paying attention.
Her
name is Kimberly Beasley.
No, I got it.
I know the Beasley part.
Yeah, listen.
Shout out to Richard. All right.
Okay, I'm Kimberly Beasley. I'm the owner of Curvitude Athletics. You can find Curvitude Athletics at www.curvitude.com. I am the founder of the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo. You can go to our Facebook page, which is the Columbia County Health, Fitness, and Wellness Expo. And the website is, hold on, Jay. No.
The website is www.cchwfe.com. And if you also looking to run for our pink run, the website for that is www.cchwfepinkrun.com.
And we are really, really, really want to see everybody out at this run. This is our first one. And more importantly than what we've talked about today is that we definitely want to give honor to our breast cancer survivors and thrivers, our cancer warriors. We want everybody just to show up and show out for them. And we look forward to seeing everybody out there next Saturday. Well, it'll be when you run this Saturday, October 28th. Registration starts at 8. We start at 9:30 sharp. We are not on CP time. And we start sharp, and we have vendors out there. Just real quick to let you know who's going to be there. We got Blood Shepherd Blood Bank that's going to be out there. Mm-hmm. We have Department of Veteran Affairs that's going to be out there. We have AU Dentistry that's going to be out there. We have we got a lot of vendors that's going to be out there, from food to retail. We also have, we just got this vendor. Yes, he applied today. He is a vegan barbecue vendor.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, I'm excited about that.
We also have the whole Department of Health of the Columbia County
Department of Health
department. And if you guys don't know, it's about 16
entities
within that department.
To mental everything. We have mental health that's going to be out there. for you. We're going to have something out there for the kids. We're going to have bouncy houses in the middle of the field for the kids so you can go ahead and do what you want to do and your kids will stay in the middle. We have food demonstrations by Angel Wright, Chef Angel Wright, that's going to be there. We have a Zumba demonstration, hip hop aerobics demonstration.
Yes.
We are crowning our survivors and the list keeps growing, Jay. We just got another survivor today.
Awesome.
So what we did, this was Jay's baby. It's called Crowning Survivors, and we wanted to crown people to nominate their favorite breast cancer survivor. And ever since we put that out on TV, we've probably got about 5 or 6 now. And it's growing. We're gonna have to cut that off at a certain point. But no, because they keep sending them, and it's like we got to get gifts for all of these people. And I love it. I love that they're all coming.
Well, we're just gonna have to choose.
Choose, or are we taking all of them?
No, we choosing.
Okay, amen. So, amen. So, we want you guys to come out, and again, the crowning survivors is to acknowledge those that are nominated by a friend or a family member about how they are surviving through breast cancer. And we also just want to highlight breast cancer. It's not just women. This is just not a women thing. Men get breast cancer as well.
Yes,
we
they do.
know somebody as a male who's had a double mastectomy. A male had a double mastectomy, I think, last week from breast cancer. Is not normal, I guess, but it happens to men as well. So we just want to not just run in our pink. We want to highlight, we want to educate, and we also want to get people out there to the vendors. If you got something going on mental, we want you to come out. If you got something on, anything going on that you think that you need help with, just come out there, because there's going to be somebody out there to help you.
Absolutely.
From the Rudy to the Tootie, we got somebody out there that's going to help you. So
All right.
make sure you come out on October 28th.
I definitely appreciate
Can I
y'all.
drop the address? She didn't drop the address. So it's going to be in Evanstown Center Park, and the address is 7016 Evanstown Center
In Evans.
in Evans, Georgia.
Evans, Columbia County. So-
That it
Columbia
is,
County.
Columbia County.
The Lady A.
Okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool. I appreciate you for coming out.
Thank you.
And
We
talking.
appreciate you
I like
for
the
having
conversation we
us.
had. Though it was amazing. So
Oh, it's so fun.
definitely shout out to y'all for that. And hopefully everybody come out there, be a successful event, and come back and do it again.
Thank you so
appreciate you.
much.
Thank you so
You have
much.
inspired me to do a podcast because you make it so easy.
Yeah, there we
Yes,
go.
effortlessly.
It is.
All right, One Message Podcast. We out.
Bye.